Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bluebird Magic, or welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this time with me. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope that you'll get something out of this reading. I hope that it will be uplifting or fun or something like that. So I just hope you get something out of it. Hope this is maybe some sort of confirmation for you about who you were thinking might have a crush on you right now, or what might be in their head, like what they might be thinking about when it comes to kissing you. If you don't have anyone in mind, guys, if you are completely single and you know that there is no one that has a crush on you right now, or you don't think so, there is nothing wrong with watching this reading. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with watching this reading still. You can always fantasize, and you know what? You might be surprised. This might end up being a future reading for you. Like, this might end up being about somebody you are going to meet. And so anyway, you are free to watch this reading. I am not going to judge you, even if you feel like you're being delulu. I think that's okay. Sometimes, listen, I mean, everything in moderation, right? Everything in balance. But sometimes it's nice, you know? Sometimes, what's the saying? Sometimes Delulu is the Salulu, okay? Like, I like that saying. Anyway, yeah, so point is, no matter what kind of situation you're in, you can still watch this reading. It'll either be about somebody that really does, that does have a crush on you and is thinking of kissing you at the moment, or this could be about somebody who will have a crush on you or will be thinking of kissing you in the future. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully this will be a fun little reading for you. I am planning to do a much more abbreviated than usual reading for this one. So this is kind of like a mini read for me, really. Although if I'm honest, it'll probably end up being more like a normal length video, but I wanted to get something sort of holiday like out for you guys. Just something that would be, again, something uplifting, something a little bit Christmassy for those who celebrate Christmas, because I did a sort of Christmas themed or holiday season themed video last year, and I had a request for something like that this year too, and I've been really busy, and this has been one heck of a year for me, so I wasn't sure if I would have any energy to do anything like this, but I did feel like I had a little something left, so I wanted to do this for you guys. So all right, so yes, we're going to see who, and by the way, this is timeless, so even if you run across this when it's not the holiday season, this could still apply, because this is basically just about who wants to kiss you right now, or like, and how they're thinking about kissing you. Like what is the scenario that they play through their head the most when they think about it. And so yeah. Okay. Anyway, and also, as before we get to the cards, I'm going to show you the cards so you can choose your group in a second. But before I do that, I just wanted to say, as always, guys, thank you so much to all of my beautiful subscribers and everybody who supports my channel. Thank you so much for all of the love and all of the support and everything you do, guys, for me and the channel. It means so much. I don't even have the proper words to express to you how much I appreciate you guys. And yeah, thank you for everything. Thank you for all of the likes, the shares, the comments, for connecting with me in the comments, and, being so kind. Thank you for just being here, and watching and spending so much time with me. Thank you for everything that you do. I notice everything that you guys do. And I really, really appreciate it. So for everybody who has done anything to support me, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It has been a really rough year. And for everybody who has given me kindness, sent me love, and supported my channel while I was gone. It means the world to me. And yeah, you guys got me through some really difficult times. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but yeah, I've been through more this year than I've even said, and I just really appreciate everything that that any of you have given to me, or thank you. And I don't want to cry, so I'm gonna move on. But yeah, thank you. And I'm really, really hoping that you all have, right. Sorry, I got distracted. I got emotional and I forgot what I was saying. It is me, guys. But anyway, I just hope you guys have a good holiday season. If you are celebrating a holiday during this time period, I hope that you have a really good holiday. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. For those who celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a happy Hanukkah. If you are celebrating Hanukkah, I hope you have a happy Kwanzaa. If you are, I'm trying to think about all of the holidays. I really should have planned this out. I'm sorry, but whatever holiday you're celebrating, I hope you have a very, very happy one. And I hope you have an amazing new year. I hope that somehow 2025 ends up being your best year yet. Your best year ever. Your best year yet. Your best year ever, guys. Or no, not ever. No, because we want it to get better and better, okay, as things go on. It's not best year ever. I hope that 2025 is, though, your best year yet. We'll go with that. But I hope it gets even better from here. But yeah, I hope that 2025 is your best year yet. If there was something else, I'm forgetting it. So we're just going to move on to the cards now, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the crystals, and then you can do the meditation if you still need time to choose. And all right, so here we go. For group 1, we have spirit quartz. And for group 2, we have ametrine, which is like a mixture of citrine and amethyst. Trying to get it to show up a little bit better, but you can see it maybe a tiny bit better now. This camera is not always the best at picking up colors and stuff in low light. Though I have quite a bit of light, but it doesn't look like it. Okay. Then for group 3, we have stitch tight. And for group 4, we have, I'm actually not positive, but I think it's some sort of dyed agate. I got this when I was a kid, and I don't think they told me what it was, but I've always liked it. All right. Okay. And so those are your crystals. And now I will leave you to your meditation, and I will see you in your reading. And if you still need a minute to choose, you can pause the video and take all the time you need. And I will see you in your reading. Hi, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much. Excuse me. I'm burping already. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you enjoy this reading. Okay, so let's jump into it. For this reading, I pretty much pre-shuffled all of the cards because I wanted to save time, and that tends to take up a lot of time in my readings. And yeah, wanted to keep this one shorter, had to keep it shorter so that I have time to edit it and get it up while it's still the holiday season, hopefully. So anyway, I am going to describe the person first that has been thinking about kissing you. And then we are going to get into how they think about kissing you. Like what is the fantasy that plays through their mind, or, you know, what are they thinking about? How are they thinking about it going, basically? So this could be like specific. This could be a specific scenario that they think about. This could be like a time that they almost kissed you, where like you've been with them and they thought about kissing you and they didn't. Or this could be like, and this could actually end up playing out too for some of you. So anyway, all right, to describe the person, we have the Weasel card. Is it focusing? Okay, I think it is. Okay, and it says, be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what's happening inside and all around you. I feel like this person is very sensitive to energy, which makes sense with the cards that I pulled out for like the kiss scenario that they imagined. So anyway, this person is sensitive to energy. I think that they are open to things like energy healing and yoga and meditation and things like that. They practice mindfulness, and I think this is a very present person. They enjoy being present in the moment. I think they're good at doing that. In general, I feel like they're a very sensitive person. Like, I think they have sensitive hearing is something that I'm picking up on. And maybe like sensitive sense of smell. But their senses are heightened, or yeah, they're very sensitive. And I feel like it's more so physically than emotionally, but it could be both. I feel like this is a very intelligent person. And very detail oriented. They notice details easily. They really pay attention closely to what's going on around them. This would be the type of person who would notice like a new haircut, if you got a new haircut, or had new shoes, or like a new outfit. Like they would notice, and they would probably like compliment you on it. I feel like they would. They might have physically, like as far as physical features go, they might have brown hair, kind of like this weasel does. They don't have to, you know, because this is a general reading. This is a group reading. So they don't absolutely have to have brown hair. Not every detail will fit for everybody, but I was seeing that as being likely for a lot of you here. I feel like they have, I feel like they're very thin. Most of them, I think, have like sort of a lean, thin, long limbs. Maybe tall, but not necessarily for all of them. Live is the word that they're using. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing live. So I think that kind of describes what I was saying. They might have a long neck. I feel like there's something graceful about their countenance is another word that they're using, okay? Something graceful about their countenance, something graceful about their posture or the way they move, something about the way they hold themselves. Which makes sense if they do something like yoga or, it seems like they're mindful of their posture, they're balanced. There's something very balanced about this person too. And grounded. But also very flexible. They might be physically flexible, but I feel like mentally as well. I think this is an open-minded person. They might be knowledgeable about many different subject matters as well. I'm hearing they're good at recognizing patterns. I'm getting that they're good at recognizing patterns in people's behavior and just in general, like in a lot of things. They're good at noticing patterns. I feel like this person would be good at fixing things or like problem solving, creative problem solving, coming up with solutions to things. I heard engineer, and I also heard physics, and I heard mathematics. So for some of you, this could be something they do for a career, or for some of you, I was also picking up on like a physical therapist or something to do with like physical therapy, or a personal trainer too was coming up. I was also hearing inventive. So some of them might invent things. Doesn't have to be though. That just could be for some of you. But I am getting a lot of them are very intelligent. They're clever and good at solving problems. Right, I think I said that. And for some reason, there's something coming through about like they're good at getting out of. I do think this person can be a smooth talker sometimes. I think this person can be. There's something charming about them, but I'm hearing like if this person wanted to, they could be dangerous, or like not like literally like, like they're actually gonna like attack someone or something, but I'm getting like they're very clever and they are very charismatic, or there's something very, again, they're good with their words, like they're very smooth, or they are maybe a little too smooth, or maybe a little too charismatic, or like this one could be a heartbreaker, easily. I feel like this person could play people pretty easily if they wanted to. I'm not saying they are a player necessarily, although I don't know, for some of you, I'm going to leave it up to you. I feel like this will be a situation where you will know better than I will. If you know who I'm talking about already, you will know probably whether they are or not. If you're not sure, I would be a little bit careful with this one, because I am picking up that they definitely could be tricky. They could be manipulative if they wanted to be, for sure. Because they are very intelligent and they know how people work. That's something that I'm getting. They might be knowledgeable in psychology, like they might have a lot of psychology knowledge, or I think they just have a lot of knowledge in general, honestly. This is a very smart person. But some people are very intelligent, but they come off a little awkward, or they still don't have like the charisma or the social skills to. But this person really does. Yeah, they are charming. For sure. I'm hearing what they want, they get. It's sort of like they're used to getting anything that they want, or they feel like they can get anything that they want. I mean, sometimes confidence is good, you know, some confidence is good, but this person might be a little overly confident or they might be a little cocky. Um, maybe. Doesn't have to be the case for all of you, but I am picking that up as a definite possibility, or this could be like past energy that I'm picking up on, like this was how they were in the past. Maybe they're not as much like that now, but they are the weasel, okay, guys? They're coming through as the weasel. So you, in my opinion, you know, as a reader, this is coming across to me, and I'm not going to ignore like the elephant in the room, okay? Like anytime a person comes across as the weasel card here, we're not doing a future spouse reading here. We're doing a who's thinking about kissing you reading. So I'm not just going to automatically assume that this person has great intentions all the time, you know? So I would just, you know, if I were you, I would just keep my wits about me, you know, try not to let this person get too close right away because they are very good at getting what they want, and I would not say that it is beyond this person to lie. Especially if you don't know this person well. If you know this person well and you're like, no, these more negative qualities aren't like them, like they could be, but I know that they're not, then this part just wouldn't be for you, you know. But if you don't know this person very well, I would just like maybe be prepared for like the possibility at least that this person could be some sort of player, or they could be manipulative. They could be some of these more negative things that I've mentioned. And they might be very good at it, you know, like very good. So for some of you, this person might even be narcissistic or something like that. So just, you know, I mean, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. You are a grown up. You can do your life the way you see fit, you know. But if I were to give some advice, I would just say maybe like guard your heart a little bit, or you know, don't fully let this person in, or don't fully open up to this person right away. You know, maybe just like take things slow at least, because they might show up in one energy first. Like put their best foot forward. They might be really charming and all that stuff, and then they might show a different side of themselves, and it might not be pretty, you know. This person might even be someone who might have like you know, more than one, like they might cheat. They might be like a serial cheater, like they've done it multiple times, or they might regularly just have like several people or many people that they're seeing at once. I'm just getting like there are things like that that could be the case for this person. It's a group reading again. It's a collective reading. So I'm picking up on many different people here. So for some of you, they're fine. You know, they're not doing these things. They are displaying the more positive qualities that I've mentioned, and not these more shadow qualities. But for others of you, they definitely have that potential, and they might act on that. So it will really depend. It'll vary from person to person, and since it is a general reading, I can't tell you for sure which one is which, you know. So again, that's why my recommendation is like, if you don't know this person yet and this is a new thing or just a crush, just be aware they could be, you know. I am picking up on like I'm going to be honest with you, you know. I am definitely picking up on some people in this collective that could be, yeah, not the greatest at the moment. But again, others of you, they're fine. You know, others of you, they are actually really great. You know, they are those other great qualities that I mentioned. And they have the potential negative things in check. You know, they're not acting on those things. So, excuse me. like I always say, your intuition is your best guide. At least that is my belief. So above all, listen to your own intuition about what you think about this person, But in case you wanted confirmation of something, in case your gut was telling you something about this person that wasn't the best, or in case a red flag does come up in the future, this might act as some helpful confirmation for you. So that is why I do bring those messages up when they come through. But if you weren't feeling anything like that, and if it doesn't seem like there are any red flags there, then, just again, don't worry about it just because you saw pick a card. This is like mainly for confirmation. So if you only picked up good vibes from whatever person we're talking about here, then I would trust those. And just maybe take it slow. And things, yeah. And I think it will be all good. Okay, so, because, if they do have these more negative qualities, if you just take things slow, most likely they will come out. The flags will start to surface, and, you won't be too involved, or you won't be too entangled with this person. It won't be too hard for you to get away from them, and they won't be able to hurt you too much before. Like, you won't be too invested in this in case it doesn't go well, So yeah, all right. So that is what I'm picking up on from the person. I am not sure how happy all of you are going to be, but like I said, again, some of them are, they don't have these negative qualities. It's a mixed bag here. It's split. Some of you, they do, some of you, they don't. And again, listen to your own instincts, listen to your own intuition about that. But okay, if this is someone you want to hear about, then we are going to look at what they think about when they're thinking about kissing you. So this is a very specific group. This is a very specific story that I was picking up on. So I don't feel like that many people probably will actually choose this group, just because of how specific it is, but I guess we will have to see. So, all right. What is this clever, charming person thinking about when they think about kissing you? All right. So I'll show you the cards first. We have clear your energy field. I feel like someone already knows that for sure that this is their group or something just from that card. All right, we've got the meditate card. We have the movement card. Hopefully these are focusing. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Is it? Hopefully it is. And this one says, sorry, but fairies aren't going to come do all of the work for you, but I don't really think that has anything to do with the reading. It could, but I just thought you might want to know what it said since it had words on it that are backwards and you can't read them. So yeah. Then we have healthcare location. Hopefully you can read it. My handwriting is not very good on that card. And we have nature / outside. Like most of my cards, these were thrown together pretty quickly, so they are not the most beauteous things ever, but they get the job done. All right, and then we have the calm / peaceful card. Flowers. And luxury. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that this person fantasizes about, like if they have fantasized about this, and I think they have, they think about approaching you at work. What I'm getting for you guys is that you are an energy healer of some sort. You guys do some sort of, whether it's Reiki or some other sort of energy healing, you guys do some sort of energy healing, or this person does, okay? So they have thought about so they imagine you coming to them for energy healing, or they go to you for energy healing. And or some sort of like Tai Chi, or because I was also picking up on like Tai Chi or Qigong, you know? So if you are an instructor of this, or they might be an instructor, or like a yoga instructor. I also heard shaman. So for some of you, they could be a shaman, or you could be a shaman. But there's definitely something about spirituality here. And even if it's something where like this person is, it could even be something about like physical therapy. That's possible for some of you, or like you guys are doing a workout, like they're your personal trainer or you're theirs or something like that. That's a possibility too. But if it is something like that, there is still a spiritual element to it. It still somehow turns into a situation where some sort of energy clearing, or some sort of energy work, something spiritual is happening. I was also hearing guides, so maybe like a tour guide or something for some of you, but it would be a guide, like a tour guide of like a sacred place or something like that, or like a meditation guide maybe. For some of you, I'm also getting like it could be something like acupressure or acupuncture, although I wasn't getting as much of that, but just take what resonates. That could be the case for some of you. I was hearing chakra clearing. So specifically, you might do chakra clearing, or they might. But what they imagine is you guys are doing some sort of healing activity at a place outside, someplace in nature that's beautiful. And it's like one of you has an appointment with the other one, or they're giving some sort of class, or like some sort of demonstration or something like that. Or you're meeting up for some specific purpose, like you guys are meeting in order to do like a specific activity. And I think you do know ahead of time that it has something to do with energy healing. But there is a period, if it's like some sort of class, there's still like a portion of that class where there's some sort of energy healing happening, or some sort of like chakra clearing or energy clearing or a cleansing or something like that happening. And when that is happening, and in the setting that you're in, again, it's outside. It is surrounded by beautiful plants. It might be in a garden, because we had flowers, but there are definitely flowers around. I'm also seeing flowers in someone's hair, so that could be something that they're thinking about. I'm also seeing holly, so instead of flowers, it could be like holly. Because there's also flowers all around this person in this card, and I feel like either you had flowers in your hair at some point. There might be like a picture that they look at where you have like a flower crown, or you have flowers in your hair, or maybe you had a flower in your hair, or like on one of your hair clips or something last time they saw you, or at some point when they saw you, you had that. And they think about that a lot because they thought it looked really nice. There's just something about that look that they like. They think it looks really pretty, or maybe, and that doesn't have to be for all of you, but I was picking that up. If it's not that, again, it's like the setting that you're in has flowers, a lot of flowers around you. And if it's not flowers, for some of you, if this is happening in the wintertime and you're not in a place where there would be a lot of flowers around, I feel like this actually does represent mistletoe. So for some of you, you actually are kissing under the mistletoe. This is part of the thing. You might actually be around trees. Like I still see you guys in an outdoor setting, but and I think for a lot of you, it is a decorated outdoor setting, like maybe some sort of I don't know, but I am seeing like something decorated, but for some of you it might be like out in a place where there's lots of trees, or like an orchard, or like a clearing, or in a forest or something. If it's that, it's like you're around, you actually might run into some natural mistletoe, or at least that's what this person thinks about. Like you guys run into a tree, not literally run into one, but like, you find a tree that has real mistletoe growing on it, and like naturally, and that, you guys end up kissing under the mistletoe. I really feel like this person, it's like they already know that it's growing there, but they might pretend like that they didn't know about it and you guys just randomly discovered it, but they knew it was there. I don't know. There's something about that coming through. There could be a pond nearby where they have thought about kissing you, but it doesn't need to be. But there is definitely like some sort of garden or some really pretty outdoor setting. Something about it feels luxurious. Maybe it's at a spa, or it's at some sort of healing center. Yeah, I heard holistic wellness center, so that I heard that specifically for someone. And I was also getting something about like a magic shop too, or something like that, some place that sells like spiritual supplies and like crystals and herbs and things like that. Or even like a health food store or something like, yeah. So there are a lot of different possibilities here, but what I'm getting is like wherever the setting is, there is some sort of like little outdoor area. It could even be like at the entrance maybe of this place for some of you. For most of you, I was seeing there is like a very nice area for you guys to be in nature. But for others of you, this might just be like outside in front of wherever this building is. So just take what resonates. I was even seeing like a hotel, and I actually saw a castle too. So I don't think that will probably be for all of you, obviously, but I'm seeing a wide variety of possible locations. I was also getting courtyard, something about a courtyard, or like a little space in the back of the building or something. I also heard terrace and veranda. It's very beautiful and it's very peaceful. It's very calm. It's very serene. And I'm hearing lots of birds singing. So they imagine like birds singing. Anyway, it's very nice. Very pretty setting. And they imagine, I'm actually getting something about like they might pick a flower and like put it in your hair, like, or they like might tuck it behind your ear, or they might like tell you they like the flower in your hair, like if you're already wearing one, or they might like touch the flower in your hair. Like if you're I don't know, I'm getting like if you have flowers in your hair already, like one tucked behind your ear, for instance, or something like that, they might touch the flower. They might say, "Oh, I love that flower in your hair," and like touch the flower as like sort of a way to touch you, like get closer and like have an excuse to touch you, basically. Or again, they like put a flower like behind your ear, and that's kind of their way of, yeah, it's like that is sort of like a segue into more touching. I don't know. That's like their way of sort of approach, like seeing if you're okay with that and then like going further from there. And if it's not a flower, again, it's like holly or something like that. I also see them like complimenting your clothes or saying something, but I'm getting something about compliments, or I feel like they've thought of like a couple different scenarios. So for some of them, they've thought about like something to do with a flower, and that's like how they get closer to you, you know, and they put like they're touching you, you know. So I feel like from there there might be like a moment where you have like eye contact, and um you know, then they touch your face or something, and then they lean in to kiss you, you know. That is something that I'm getting. And like another scenario I'm seeing is like you're close to them or they're close to you because you're doing some sort of energy cleanse on them, whether you're saging them or you are like working with your hands to somehow manipulate their energy field in some way, or they are doing this to you. Like maybe you're doing Reiki even, or I don't know, but some sort of energy adjustment. But I'm seeing you are either very close to touching them, or you are literally touching them, or they're touching you or very close to it in order to do some sort of healing thing on them. And yeah, again, there is something about like a compliment, like they say something to you like you are really amazing at this, or like they're talking about how like you know, they've never had like an energy, they've never felt like an energy cleanse so strongly, or they've never felt like such like a healing energy as yours, or if they're the ones doing like the energy work, if they're the ones doing the healing or whatever it is they're doing, then they might say something like you have the most beautiful aura they've ever seen, or like you have like this beautiful energy, or something like that, or like you have really strong chakras. I don't know, there's something like that. Or they might like thank you even is something that I'm hearing. And then there's like they imagine like a moment again where you guys are holding eye contact, and I'm getting that this person is very magnetic. There's something that is very like alluring about this person. And I think that one of the ways they're good at seducing people is like with their eyes. They're really I don't know, there's something, I'm being reminded of like the Vampire Diaries, or like when you see like vampires and stuff like seducing people with like smoldering looks and things like that. Like this person is very seductive and very magnetic, and there is something about like their eyes that just like almost like enthralls people, or it's like you know, at least they imagine that it would be like you would feel like you were under their spell, like you couldn't resist them even if you tried, sort of a thing. And then they lean in and kiss you. So I am seeing like for some of you, they ask you if it's okay for them to kiss you before they do. I'm getting that they might whisper it into your ear, or like speak, or like there's something about whispering in your ear, or like speaking softly into your ear. Like they say something, I don't know what they say, but it's like they say something in your ear, and it's yeah, and I'm seeing them like caressing your cheek, like caressing your face at the same time that they're like saying something in your ear. Again, maybe it's like some sort of compliment, or maybe they compliment like your perfume. I don't know, that's coming through too. Or they just tell you you're really beautiful, like you're so beautiful, or like I don't know, but there's you know, there's something like that. But whatever it is that they're saying, like however they're saying it, it is working for them. Like it is seductive, and it is this person knows what they're doing. In both scenarios, it kind of seemed seems to me that they are a good kisser. I would not be surprised if this person has had a lot of experience in that department, so I guess that probably wouldn't be that surprising. But yeah, I do think that they are a very good kisser. It looks like it would be a nice kiss, so at least they imagine that it would be. And that's what I'm seeing. So yeah, and those are the only two things that I'm getting. So that's what I've got for you, group one. I hope I'm not sure if you would enjoy this or if this is someone you're interested in. If you want to comment down below and let me know if you want to tell me your story or talk about how this resonated or anything like that. I always love hearing from you guys, and I like responding, and yeah, so anyway, if you wanted to tell me, you could. If you just want to leave an emoji, if you are shy or you always aren't sure what to leave as a comment, I used to do this a lot a very long time ago, and then I forgot at some point and I stopped doing it, and it's been a long time. But you could just, I'm going to give each group an emoji, I think, for this reading if you do want to leave a comment. And excuse me. So if you want to leave a flower emoji, any of the flower emojis would be fine, but you guys could leave a flower emoji. That would be nice. Or again, if you want to tell me about the reading, I always really do love hearing from you guys. So yeah, if you like the video too, if you could remember to give it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that too. And I hope to see you guys again in a new reading, hopefully soon. And subscribe if you're new. That way you don't miss any of my future readings. I do a lot of future spouse readings and other types of love readings here. And I have some other types of readings as well. Although at this point I am in the process of shifting those other types of readings over to a new channel actually. So I started a second channel. I haven't officially announced it yet. So actually this is the first time I'm talking about it. So maybe I'll cut this out. But yeah, I'm going to do other types of readings that are non-love readings on that channel, although love readings are still coming up for the ones that I'm filming on that channel as well, but they're more like collective style readings, not pick-a-cards. And then also, though, I do non-love pick-a-cards as well. So, and I might also do some like ASMR Reiki on that channel as well. So anyway, if you're interested in that, maybe I've announced it already at the time that I post this, and that's why I'm saying this. But anyway, yeah, if you want to join me over there, you could do that too. But here on this channel, this is going to be mainly a love pick-a-card channel. So if you're interested in that, yeah, definitely consider subscribing, because then you won't lose me on YouTube. You will get my readings. So yeah, all right. So thank you again, and see you soon. I am sending you guys lots of love and wishing you all the best. And yeah, take care, group one. Bye. Hi, group two. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for being here, and I hope you get something out of this reading. I hope you enjoy it, or it's helpful confirmation or something like that. But all right, let's get into it. So first I'm going to describe the person who is thinking about kissing you, and whether under the mistletoe or otherwise, some other type of kiss, some other time. But anyway, all right, so we are going to look at them first, and then I'm going to describe what I see going on for the kiss that they're imagining. So this could end up being a kiss that actually does happen, that they actually do act on, or this could just, again, be like something they're thinking of, you know. For some of you, this could be like a thought that they had when you were doing, maybe you actually were in a scenario that I'm about to describe, and they thought about kissing you then, and they keep like thinking about, you know, what if they had kissed you. And so it's possible that I might describe a scenario that's already played out, or something you've already done with this person, and this will let you know that they were thinking of kissing you when that was going on, or like, yeah. And if this scenario hasn't happened yet, then this is just something they're fantasizing about that may or may not happen. But anyway, we're just gonna take a peek inside their head and see what they were thinking about. So, all right. First, we're going to describe them. So you guys got 2 cards here. We have the grouse that says express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Is it focusing? I feel like it's not, but there we go. Okay. So I feel like this person is a good dancer, first of all. They might be a professional dancer of some sort, or they, again, maybe that's just something they're good at, like it's a hobby, or they might dance online or something, like maybe they have like a YouTube channel or TikTok or something like that where they do a lot of different dances. Okay, we have the blue heron. Okay, why won't it focus? Come on. It's getting so annoying. I don't like it when it does this. Focus on the card. Come on. It won't do it. Can you see the heron? You probably don't care at this point because there we go. Okay, got it. Blue heron. Make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Okay, so I am getting, especially with the drum mentioned on this card, I'm getting they march to the beat of their own drum. This is a unique person. This is a person who isn't afraid to be themselves. They are uniquely them, and they don't care what anybody has to say about it. Or if they do care deep down, they do not show it, and they don't let it stop them from being themselves and doing what they feel is right. And I do feel like this person has a very strong moral compass. This person has they have strong values and beliefs. Maybe not with everything, but they do definitely have like I'm hearing a code, or like a code of conduct, or they have again, like there are certain things that they will not budge on when it comes to their character, or like when it comes to things that they think are right and wrong. They won't be easily swayed by peer pressure is something I'm getting. So like if someone, I'm just getting this is a very strong person. They have a very strong backbone. They are very firm when it comes to certain things. They have good, strong boundaries. If somebody tries to tell them, basically they're not easily swayed by anybody else's opinion. So like if somebody tells them that something they believe in is dumb, or they try to get them to change their mind, they will not do it. Like if they think something is wrong, they don't care how many people around them are doing it, they will not do it. They will stand firm, and unwavering is something that I'm hearing. So they would be the type of person to stand up to a bully, even if they were in like a huge group of people, like even if they were in a large group, and even if some of their friends even were like ganging up on somebody else, or making fun of something. If they thought they were being unfair or unkind or cruel or something, they would stand up to even their own friend and be like, hey, this is wrong, like leave this person alone. What are you doing? That this is the type of person that's that kind of strong. And then they might dump that friend or dump that friend group, if they did do something like that they felt was cruel or was really not okay. And then especially if they didn't, especially if they continued to do that, or if they didn't change their ways or something. I'm thinking of Neville from Harry Potter, naturally, like how he stood up to Harry, Hermione, and Ron and tried to tell them, no, you can't leave the common room at night because you'll get Gryffindor in trouble. But I think this person would be even more, I'm hearing heroic. So for some of you, this person could be kind of a bit heroic, or you might see them that way. But this person definitely does have, I'm hearing a lion heart. They have a lion's heart. They're brave. This one is brave. Very brave. Again, I'm hearing they give zero Fs, like they don't care. I mean, they do care, but they don't care about other people's, like what other people have to say about what they're doing or thinking, or, they don't care how people talk. They're going to do what feels right to them. They're going to do what feels right in their soul, what feels right in their heart. And they don't care what other people have to say about that. They don't care about other people's judgment. They know that other people's opinions are their business. They know that so much goes into another person's opinion about them that has nothing to do with them. And so they don't worry too much about it, and they just do their own thing. They do what they love, and they are, and that's that. Very independent person. It's kind of like the blue heron is a very independent animal. They tend to be very solitary. They do have mates, but other than that, they don't hang out in big groups of herons usually. They're not very social. They're mostly, most of the time when you see them, they are alone. Very calmly and still, they're very still. A lot of the time, that's how they hunt. They will just stand very, very still for a very long time, waiting for a fish to come into the right position. And they will get they go so slowly when they're going down to when they're honing in on something and getting closer to the water. They are so slow that you almost don't even notice that they're moving sometimes at first. And they're very precise, and it's like they're very good at making a move at the right time. So I feel like this person is good at, I think they're good at seeing opportunities, and they're good at seizing those opportunities. At the right time. I'm hearing this person has good timing. Also, I think, they have good rhythm, obviously. Some of them actually might play the drums. That's going to be a specific message that won't fit for everyone, but for some of you, they may do that, or they do something with music, because I'm getting, there's a lot about beats and rhythm here. So they might produce music, or they might be a DJ or something like that, or they do something with music or dancing for sure, though. Again, whether it is for a career or for a hobby, they do something to do with that. They might there is something very striking about this person's appearance. I think they are very beautiful. Because the grouse definitely is very attention grabbing when you watch a grouse. I'm thinking of a sage grouse, I think specifically. I think that's the one that's in my head, but they definitely get your attention. And a blue heron is a very beautiful, I think they're very beautiful, very striking birds. They definitely get your attention too. They're very large, and they're very graceful and majestic looking. They're a very cool bird. So I do think this person's very cool in a lot of ways. But man, are they strong. I think that's one of the things that's really jumping out at me. They might not look it, but internally, this person is steel. They are so strong. Again, their resolve, I'm hearing, their resolve is crazy strong. And they are not afraid, or if they're afraid of something, it does not matter. They will still do it. Which I think is even stronger than someone who just doesn't have fear and acts because they don't have fear. It's even when this person does have a wise amount of fear, they do it anyway if they think that it's important. I forget what the exact quote was, but it's like someone, I think it was Roosevelt, said that courage is not the absence of fear, but an acknowledgement that something is more important, than fear. But I don't think I'm quoting that correctly, but it's something along those lines, and that fits this person well. It doesn't matter. It's like they might have the fear, they might be aware of the danger, and they might not want that bad outcome to happen, but they would take action anyway. They would still face that fear head on and be like, you know what, this is more important than what I'm afraid might happen. And I will do this. Again, listening to their heart, listening to their soul, listening to their intuition, and doing what feels right, and doing what makes them happy and what speaks to them. Yeah, in general, I just think this seems like a very impressive person. Like, I really feel like when I say they're strong and they're brave, I mean, they very much are. And I feel like this is the type of person, I know I mentioned heroic earlier, and I really do think this person is like a true hero. Like, I don't know if they've done anything yet, but it's like they have that is their character. Like, they are the type of person who would do something heroic. Like, I could see this person, like, this is the type of person who would throw themselves in front of a loved one. Like, they would catch a bullet for someone. Like, they would take a bullet for the person they love. They would they would run into a burning building to save grandmas and babies and dogs and stuff. Like, this is the type of person who would do. You know what? I don't know. Maybe for some of you, this person actually might have like, maybe they're like a firefighter. Okay, like, some of them might be a firefighter or something like that actually for their career, but others is just like, that is the type of thing they would do, And again, it's like they wouldn't do these things because they think it'll make them look good. Like, they would genuinely put their life or their well-being on the line to do what they felt was right, what sits right with their soul. Like, they have a very strong conscience. So yeah, this person has a lot of integrity and is just like, this is real for them. They really are this way, and it's really amazing. I could also see this person being like the type of person to be a whistleblower or something, where there's an enormous amount of pressure on them, and where it's dangerous even because they're standing up against like a really big like a very powerful company or something like that, or government or something even. But there's something where, like, even in the face of a huge obstacle, or like even in the face of something that seems so much more powerful than them, they would still stand up and do what was right. Like, if they felt like other people's lives were on the line, if they felt like people were going to get sick or something and they had information, like, they couldn't just keep quiet. Like, they would have to say something, or they would have to do something about it. I'm also seeing like they remind me a bit of another thing that I'm seeing is, I don't know if you guys know the movie Hacksaw Ridge. It's a very, very violent movie, and I would not recommend it to. I know a lot of the people who watch my channel are sensitive, so I would not recommend like watching the whole movie. But maybe just look up the story. It's based on a true story of a man who was a war hero, and his story is really impressive. I can't watch the movie without vomiting, but that's probably TMI. But like, it's really gory, and I find it. I just can't do those types of movies, and the only reason I watched it is because I heard that it was based on a true story that was inspiring. And I had a crush on Andrew Garfield at the time, and he was in it. And so I thought I was tough enough to handle the movie, but I really was, I really wasn't. Um, but like, okay, at least I'm honest about it. The thing is, though, it is an incredible story. And like the main character really reminds me of this person that I'm picking up on. So yeah, I really think you should go look at that story. Maybe watch some scenes from the movie that or like watch a synopsis of it or something like that, because it really is incredible. And um, this person reminds me of that type of hero. So yeah. Um, I like again, I'm not sure if they've done something like this, but it's like this is the type of person who would do something like that guy did in that movie, saving all those people's lives and like never picking up a weapon. It was and like standing up to all of the judgment and pressure that he did for sticking with his beliefs. It was crazy. And anyway, you really should go look it up if you are well, I mean, if you're interested in this, like if you're curious. But yeah, that's what I'm picking up here from this person. Going their own way. I feel like this person would they might do something unusual for well, I did mention like they might um do, they might be a dancer. So I guess that isn't the most common career, to have. Or again, they might have like a social media, excuse me, presence. Even if it's like not dancing that they do on social media, I feel like they might have a social media presence. And the dancing thing, that might not be something they do on social media. It might just be like that they enjoy dancing for them, just, by themselves. They might just enjoy dancing, dancing around their bedroom or something. I don't know, like that. But, like it might not be something they show to other people, but it's just something they do as a hobby, or it's just something that brings them joy to do. So that's possible. For others, though, they do perform for other people. This person might kind of be flashy. That's what I'm getting is when I said they don't necessarily have to be, but there definitely is something where like when they walk in the room, people very much notice them. It's sort of like I feel like I just feel like a lot of people look at this person a lot of times. A lot of the time it's hard for them to hide. But I feel like they can. Sort of like how the heron can hide from the fit, or they can move very, very slowly to the point where I don't know. This person might be kind of slow too, or there's something like they have, or like sometimes they're very, very slow, and other times they're very, very fast. I don't know. I'm getting something about that. Like maybe they have two speeds, and they're kind of like dead opposites of each other. Like one's very, very slow, and the other one's like very, very fast, and maybe kind of like frenetic or something. Doesn't have to be. That part might not be for everybody, but okay. So anyway, they might have very beautiful hair too, because grouses have, I think, very pretty feathers. And so do herons. They have that beautiful blue color. So I do think that this person probably has very, very lovely hair. And there's something coming through about their eyes too. You might notice that they have really nice eyes, or they might do their eye makeup um, like you might have noticed that you really like their eye makeup or something, if they do wear eye makeup. If not, it might just be that they have beautiful eyes. Okay, so they could also be tall, but that won't be for all of you. But I was just, the heron is very tall for a bird, so it is possible for some of you. But again, if that doesn't resonate, doesn't need to, not all of these traits will fit for everyone here, because it is a collective reading. It is a reading for a large group of people. So just as long as a lot of these traits fit who you're thinking of, or sound like somebody that you know, or someone you would be interested in the future, that's what matters the most. So, all right. Moving on to the kiss itself, what they have imagined. So you guys have, which cards should I start with? I'll just start with this one. All right, so this one says sweet treat. Again, just like the first group, I'm picking up on a very specific scenario. And I think you guys are definitely going to know if this group is for you, because again, the scenario itself suggests something about what you're doing, and you will know if that's something that you would do or not. So maybe I should have started with that, but I started with the description in the other group too. So anyway, all right. We have volunteering / humanitarian work. And we have cosplay / I think they're called LARPs, live action role play. I don't know much about them, but from what I saw, they looked fun. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Cups, live in a constant state of gratitude. Is it focusing yet? Okay, I think it might be focusing, at least enough for you to see it. All right, 8 of Pentacles. I don't really think that the words on all of these cards actually apply to this reading, but I'm just reading them out because it has words on it, and I thought some of you might want to know what it says. So anyway, this says 8 of Pentacles. Sorry, but fairies aren't going to come do all the work for you. The Hermit. There are some things that must be done on your own. The Magician. You have everything you need to do anything you want. And Page of Cups. Let yourself be continually surprised by this thing called life. Okay, so, and then we have travel and emotional. Okay, so what I'm getting from these cards is that, first of all, you guys are going to be doing some sort of, either both of you are going to be doing this together. I think that's most likely, that you guys are going to be doing this activity together. And it looks like some sort of fundraiser. I was seeing bake sale or some sort of fundraiser that you both are involved in, but you're raising money for something together. And either that, or you're raising money for something, or they're raising money for something, and like you come and buy something from them, or they come and buy something from you. But I was getting, for most of you, they imagine you guys doing this together, like you guys are working together. And I do think it is for some sort of humanitarian cause, or like some sort of charity, or some sort of nonprofit. There was another scenario that came up later, where instead of like doing a fundraiser or a bake sale, it's like you guys are actually doing the humanitarian work, or you guys are like handing out food to people. Like maybe you're working at like a food bank, or you might be working at like a soup kitchen or something together where you're like feeding the homeless, or you might be in like a disaster area, like in a place where there's been a natural disaster or something, and you guys are handing out supplies and food to people, like cooking meals or handing out meals to people who've been affected by that. So that is another possibility. For some of you, this could be something to do with animals too, like an animal, like volunteering at an animal shelter or something. But I was also getting something about like maybe for a church, like a church bake sale, or like maybe you're trying to raise money for somebody's healthcare, or maybe you are trying to raise money for, again, some sort of cause, or maybe even raise money for like a school trip, or like for instance, if you're, I don't know, I was getting something about a competition for some of you for like, so I'm not sure what that would be, but like maybe you're trying to raise money so that you guys can go to something. Or, you know, maybe this is to support people after some sort of natural disaster, or, you know, any kind of cause, basically. But I'm seeing you guys are trying to raise money for some sort of cause. And for a lot of you, while you are doing this, you are dressed up as some sort of characters, or you're in costume for some reason. Maybe that's to draw people's attention more, so that they'll buy something from you. But I definitely am seeing that it's a bake sale. You, or something like that. You guys are, if it's not baked goods, you guys are selling food though, of some sort. But I am seeing baked goods for a lot of you, or like pastries often do have baked components. So yeah, some sort of baked goods. I'm seeing pies, and specifically for some reason I saw a pie, like a strawberry pie, or like a something that, or cherry, but like a fruit pie that looks red. So I'm not sure why that's coming through specifically. I'm seeing cakes, but basically I'm seeing baked goods. So and like cupcakes and things. But yeah, with like her holding this cup, this small cup with coins in it, or whatever that is, but it looks like coins to me. And I was thinking of, I was just thinking about taking donations, you know, and this is a time of year. So for some of you, it might be this time of year, because around this time of year, a lot of people do give donations and things like that. So it would kind of make sense to be doing this at this time of year. I mean, any time of year this could apply to, but definitely makes sense for this time of year. Maybe you guys are even like dressed up as like Santa and elves. Okay, yeah, because I was getting costumes. So for some of you, if this is like a Christmas time thing or something like that, around the holidays, you might be dressed as like Santa and elves, or I don't know, but there might be some sort of like winter theme, or like maybe you're dressed as snowmen or something like that is coming through. Or for others of you, this might be around Halloween time or something like that. It doesn't have to be. I'm also seeing angels. So some of you might be dressed as angels, or I don't know, it could be any type of costume. You might be dressed as something else, or like if you're, for some reason, this is very specific again, but if you're raising money for like a specific animal, like maybe you're raising money for an endangered animal, or raising money for like an organization that helps animals in some way, you guys might dress up as animals to like draw people in hopes that they will, you know, buy whatever you're selling and you will raise money. So I don't know, but I'm seeing something about that. It's very cute. In this card, you know how she is like, she has like a name tag. To me, this like reminds me of a name tag. And, you know, she's holding a tray. And I know that these are like pentacles and, you know, they're like all of the tools of the different suits of the tarot. You know, pentacles, swords, cups, and in this deck, candles for the wands. But I'm just seeing this as like a cookie, or like I always think of a food tray when I see this. I guess it's because I'm always thinking about that. But anyway, she's holding a tray here with baked goods, and she's also holding a tray here. And I'm just, you know, again, they both go together. You guys are definitely doing that activity. My cards are sliding all over the place. Okay, I feel like they're gonna wait for a moment when you are alone. So they imagine this kiss happening at some moment when you are not actively being like stared at by other people, or, you know, other people aren't around for a moment. And you guys have a moment alone. And yeah, you are working on something together. This is, yeah, either you're working, they're working on, you know, selling this stuff, or handing the food out to people if that's what you're doing, or, you know, whatever it is you're doing, you are working hard at something together. Or at least, you know, you guys are really busy at at whatever it is you guys are doing. Or you're working together. But I do feel like for a lot of you, you are going to be doing this together, and they think about you guys having a moment when you are alone and nobody is around and it's just the two of you. Excuse me. Yeah. And I'm seeing 9 of Cups here. Live in a constant state of gratitude. Oh, I already said that to you. I'm sorry. I already showed you the card. I'm just going back over it. But you know how she's sitting in a you know, a van by herself, and it kind of looks like, you know, she's got all these cups lined up, but it reminded me of a food truck. I was thinking of a food truck. So for some of you, you might have a food truck. Like you might be selling things out of a food truck. It doesn't have to be for all of you, but for some of you it will be. Because we did have the travel card here, you know, and I feel like you guys, yeah, so I feel like for a lot of you guys, you drive somewhere, and you do have a food truck. This could also be like you are, like going to a fair, like you're working at a fair, or you're like raising money at, but for a lot of you, it won't be there. But it's like, I heard disaster zone. So for some of you, or it's like you're going someplace. For others of you, you might not be necessarily raising money by selling the food. For others of you, it's like you're going somewhere, like you already raised the money, or you're part of an organization that brings food to people that have experienced some sort of disaster, or they're experiencing some sort of hardship, or something like that. Or you're giving food to the homeless, maybe out of a food truck. For some of you, it's like you're giving away the food and you're not selling it. For others of you, though, you are selling, you know, you're selling out of a food truck and to raise money. So just take whichever one resonates, or if this hasn't happened yet, if you haven't done something like this yet, or this isn't a thought that you've had about, you know, maybe you haven't even thought about doing something like this yet, then, you know, you might not know which one of those it'll be, but those are the two main scenarios that I'm seeing here. But I am getting like you guys, most of you, I think, will be traveling to do this. There is some sort of like drive or some sort of travel involved in this. And it could be because you're going to places where, again, like some sort of disaster relief is happening, and maybe you're giving food to people who are like volunteering and working to help like remove debris or like remove trees from people's houses or something like that, that are doing that type of work. Maybe you're there to help support the people who are doing that work by giving them food and water. That could be part of what you're doing. Or maybe or again, you're giving food and or water to people who have, who are struggling to get supplies because they've experienced some sort of disaster. Yeah, but whatever it is that you're doing, sorry that I spent so much time on that, but there's just a lot coming through about that. So, it is what it is. For whatever reason, that's what wanted to come out. But anyway, you guys are doing some of this together, and when you have a moment alone, I see, and I'm getting that you guys are like on a break. Because it is just the two of you, and I'm seeing you eating something. That is what they think about. It's like you're eating something, and I think for a lot of you, it is some sort of baked good though. I also wanted to mention you don't necessarily need to be in a food truck. I don't remember if I said that, but you don't have to be in a food truck or giving away food or selling food out of a vehicle. It might just be that you had to drive quite a ways, though, to get to wherever it is that you are doing this fundraiser or this baked sale. And you know what? Even that doesn't have to be the case. But for a lot of you, it will be, because there was travel here. So for a lot of you, you are going to be traveling to a place, but it doesn't have to be the case for everyone, for sure. Just wanted to mention that. It could also be that you're trying to raise money so that you can travel. That could be one of the one of the things you're raising money for. Or so that someone else can travel, But there's something about raising money for some sort of travel, or you are traveling to do whatever it is you're doing here as far as humanitarian work is concerned, or some sort of volunteering or fundraising. So, okay. Now I think I covered it. They imagine you eating something like during a break or when there's not many people around, and I see you eating something with icing. So that's why I was thinking it's either icing or sauce, but it's like something where you would get it like all over your mouth, or you would, you could easily get a little on like the side of your mouth. And but I'm seeing frosting. For most of you, it's frosting. I just keep seeing frosting. So I think for most of you, they imagine it's frosting. And sorry, my ankle is itching. It's like, it feels like something is tickling me, and it's really uncomfortable, and it makes me think there's a bug on me, even though it is really freaking cold outside. It is like it's snowing outside right now, and I'm thinking there's not a bug on me. There should not be a bug on me, but it is one of my it's one of my readings. If you've been with me for a while, you may have seen some of the bug disasters that have happened. And so I just always feel scared. But no, we're good. There wasn't anything crawling on me. Although I do think that's interesting. I wonder if I might have been picking up on something happening to somebody here. If something was just happening to your right ankle, I might have picked up on that. So that could be like a sign or a synchronicity for someone. That does happen in my readings sometimes. Anyway, I feel like maybe you guys get interrupted at some point too. Or you know what, if this actually played out and you guys were already doing this, it's like the reason they didn't do it, meaning kiss you, that like the reason they didn't kiss you could have been because you got interrupted before they could do this. So I'm getting that too. But anyway, that will not be for all of you, obviously, if this did not happen yet. But I was kind of getting that. So they imagine you like take a bite of something and you get it on your mouth. You get like icing, frosting, or something on your mouth, and they imagine like saying, "Hey, you have something on your mouth," and like they, you know, they touch your mouth basically with their hand, like they try to wipe the frosting away for you, and there's like or like maybe you wipe the frost. No, I think it's like they wipe the frosting away. I'm seeing something where they're wiping the frosting away, and yeah, it's definitely like a flirt. It's definitely a moment, you know, and they imagine you being like kind of like shy about it. I don't know if you would be, but they imagine like you would be like kind of embarrassed or like kind of shy about it or something. After they wipe away the frosting, I see them saying like, you still, I miss some, like you still have some on your mouth or something, and like you go to wipe it away or I don't know, you might like reach up and they're just like, I'll get it. No, it's fine, I'll get it. And like, but instead of using their finger this time, they, instead of wiping it away with their hand, they use their mouth. So, and that is how they imagine kissing you. Like I was seeing a very specific scene playing out, and that is what they were thinking of. So, so yeah, that's what they imagine. I don't know if you would be okay with this, or if you would like, I don't know, like I'm seeing you being really surprised. So maybe they think that you would be like really shocked that they would do this. Or again, maybe it's because this is just a fantasy, and no, but this is a very brave person though. No, they are the type of person that they would go for it. They would be bold like this, you know? Or at least I could see them doing something like this. That doesn't necessarily be like, I think it would be more important to them. Like, I think they wouldn't want to screw things up with you. So they would think like if you were uncomfortable, then they wouldn't go for it, you know? But it's like, but they would be like brave enough to go for this if they thought, you know, you would be open to this, or if they thought it was like the right moment, or they thought it was a good idea to do it, they would. But I'm not sure how you would feel about this, or like, and I think they wouldn't be sure how you would feel about this for some reason. So, that might have been why they held back. If this is something that already played out, or they might hold back in the future if this does happen. I'm not sure if you guys are shy, or if that's just the way they perceive you, or it's like for some reason they at least think you would be shy, or they think you would be embarrassed, or something like that if they were to do something like this. I think they perceive you there. I'm getting something where like they perceive you as uh very sweet, or maybe kind of shy, but like, or maybe not, but they imagine that like, I don't know, but I'm seeing something about you blushing. Like they want to make you, they think when you blush, it's really, really cute. Like if they have seen you blush before, they think it's adorable and they love that and they really want to make you blush. Um, I'm hearing the song, who sang it? It's an older song. Um, Is it Jessica Simpson? I don't know, but it's the song "Take My Breath Away." It's like "Take my breath away." I don't think I'm singing it right, but anyway, uh, I don't know why that's playing. Maybe that song would be playing when this happened, or like that's the for some reason, or that song has a significance to you, or it was playing, or I don't know, but there's something about that song coming through. But like they want to take your breath away. That's something else that I'm getting from this. The emotional card is here. So this person, this is someone who definitely has a crush on you. They do have feelings involved in this. Like, they imagine this being a moment, you know, they want it to, it's not just like that they it's not just that they want to kiss you. Like this person really does have some feelings for you. um um I'm also getting like maybe something about what you're doing, like especially if you're giving away food to people who have just been through something very difficult. You there might be like a lot of emotions that are going, you know, flowing through you, both of you, because you're in a place where you're interacting with people who've just been through something really difficult, and that energy is you know, very strong. And it might be something where you guys have both been under a lot of stress because of what you're interacting with, if it is that specific scenario for you. And I see that like they kind of also imagine like that this kiss would be sort of like a nice like tension release for both of you. Like you've been both experiencing a lot of difficult emotions, and this would kind of like uh relieve some of those emotions, and kind of uh like be a nice release or something. Or that's something they were thinking about, or they will be, if you know. um or or it's like they at least noticed that maybe it was hard on you, that you seemed more sad or you seemed very tense, and like they wanted they were kind of hoping like this would cheer you up. um Not just cheer you up, like again they have a, but like there's something about like they wanted to help you feel happier basically, or they wanted to help, I don't know, like relieve your sadness. Because I'm also seeing something, I'm also seeing kissing tears away. So I'm actually getting two scenarios now. One is like when you were eating and like they're like wiping frosting away, first with their hand and then with their mouth. But for others of you, it's like they are wiping away your tears. So for some of you, again, if it's, especially if you're like in a sad, you know, you are around a lot of sad people and it's a sad situation, you might end up crying at some point. Which is understandable, you know. um, Especially if you've been like working really hard, like it's been like all day, and you're getting kind of tired, so you don't have the same sort of like, you know, uh, you know, you're, again, you're feeling a little bit, maybe you're not feeling as strong as you were, you know, in the beginning of the day maybe, and it's, or it was a rough day or something, or maybe someone was rude to you, or again you saw a lot of sad things. You might cry for some reason. If it's not something I mentioned, there could be something else going on too. But they imagine like wiping your tears away, and maybe even like kissing your tears away, and then it leads to like a, you know, a full, it leads to a kiss. But whatever it is, they imagine it being like a heartfelt moment between the two of you. It's definitely expressing some sort of emotion. It's not just like a casual thing. This definitely is someone who has emotions for you, has love for you, or at least has a lot of warm, affectionate feelings towards you. and is very attracted to you too. They find you very attractive. That was something I was picking up on. There is something about your cheeks coming through again. Like for some reason, there's something about like you blushing, or excuse me, they find something very, very cute about like, excuse me again, your face. There's something, I think there's something about your smile too. They really love your smile. There's something about like maybe you have dimples or something, or because there's just something about they find your cheeks really cute, or yeah, so again, dimples or like the way you blush or something like that. But they just, there's something to them, there's something very cute about them. Or maybe you like do your makeup in a certain way where it like, maybe they like some of the makeup you put on that area of your face for some reason. Like maybe they think the highlighter that you use is pretty, or if you do that, or, but for a lot of you, I think it's something about like the way you blush, or if they have been able to make you blush. If they haven't, or maybe they've just like seen you blush about something else, but it's like they want to be the one to make you blush. Like they want to make that happen. I don't know, but that's just something that they think about. Yeah, for some of you, definitely this person has tried to make you blush on purpose, or they're going to try to, because there's something about that really, they find it really cute, and also it's very attractive to them. I don't know, it like, but yeah, they like that. I think this is someone who does want to be in a relationship with you. Like I think they would really want that to happen if you were open to that. Like they would really like that. So again, it's not just a kiss. They imagine this being like the beginning of something between the two of you, like a relationship. I feel like they're really seriously thinking about this. In this group, I really feel like they're thinking hard about this. I can't guarantee it will happen, but it might, especially like if you're open to it, especially. But in any case, this is what they're thinking about. So there you go, group 2. I already went way longer than I planned to, so I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you enjoyed that reading, or you got something out of it, some confirmation or something. If you did like the video, if you could give it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. And subscribe if you like it here and you would like to get notified about my future videos. That way you don't lose me in the YouTube verse. I don't know, but that way you don't lose my channel. And you'll get my new videos. And I do mostly love readings here. I do like very long pick of cards for future spouses, which some of you, I don't know, this person might have some potential. I am picking up on that for some of you here at least. But anyway, yeah, so I do mostly love readings here if you're interested. And yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I am wishing you guys all the best. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yes, the emoji. Okay, it's been a long time since I did this, or actually I'm not sure. I might have done it in my last video. I'm not sure what order I'm going to put these out in, but anyway, I used to do this a very long time ago, and then I forgot and I just stopped doing it at some point. So, but I'm going to do it again for this reading. So if you want to leave a comment and let me know how this resonates, first of all, or like tell me your story and how this applies to you. I always love reading your comments, and I love interacting with you guys and hearing your stories, and that's always really fun. So if you wanted to share, I would really love that. But if you wanted to leave a comment and you weren't sure what to write, or you felt shy or something, you could leave for your group your emoji is going to be the cupcake. You're going to be the cupcake. Yes. Okay. You're going to be the, I love that emoji. I love the cupcake emoji, but I feel like I never have an opportunity to use it. I feel like I don't often have an opportunity to just, sometimes I just want to throw in a random cupcake. I don't know, because it's just so cute. The thing with me and emojis, first of all, I love emojis. Some of you have probably noticed. I think I probably put too many emojis, according to some people. I mean, I just think we all have different preferences and tastes, but first of all, I emote a lot as a person. I make a lot of facial expressions and I express a lot of different emotions. So I think that's one of the reasons I like emojis, but mostly I just like them because they're so darn cute. I just think they're cute, and I like to decorate things in general. And I like, I like I don't know. I just feel like it makes it prettier. Like I just like this probably sounds weird, but like I've never heard people talk about this before, but like I just like to decorate my messages. Like it just makes it, I think makes it look nicer, and it's uplifting to me when I see emojis. I just think they're cute, or I think they're pretty, and I like the colors, and I just like emojis, okay? Don't judge me. Anyway, you guys are the cupcake emoji, though. I feel like I always want to use a cupcake, and I never know where I can use a cupcake. So I'm excited that there's an opportunity. I mean, I still won't get to really use it. No, I will. In the description box, I will put like a cupcake next to your group or something. I'm way too excited about this. But anyway, you guys are the cupcake emoji. If you wanted to leave that. So, all right. Thanks again for being here, guys. I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. Until then, take care. Bye, group 2. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for being here, and I hope that you will enjoy this or get something good out of this, or at least get some sort of confirmation from this. But okay, so this is a very interesting group. I already pulled all of the cards because I want to save time. I'm trying to make these shorter, and usually shuffling and all that takes more time. So anyway, I have them all out already, so I already know the story. This is a very interesting group. This is highly specific, so this person has a vivid imagination. Either that, or this is already a scenario that has played out between you two. Like maybe this actually happened and they thought of kissing you at this time, but they didn't for some reason. If it isn't that, this person has a wild imagination. It is like a highly specific and detailed story. And I'm not sure why they would choose this. It's really interesting. But anyway, we're going to get into it in a second. But first, I'm going to show you your card. So you chose the polar bear. We're going to use this to describe the person who's thinking about kissing you. If it will focus. Is it focusing? There we go. Polar bear. Okay. So this person, I really feel like this person is a sweetheart. Oh, first of all, it says stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. Okay. I feel like this person is a teddy bear on the inside. They're a really sweet person. And I feel like they're usually very calm and like very chill. They're very chill, like the polar bear, but they are though. I feel like they're very calm and collected under pressure. And just in general, I feel like this person is like a rock, like they like people can count on them, or people can lean on them during difficult times. And I just feel like they're very strong. And again, they stay very calm. They don't react a lot. Or, they're very good. They definitely have their emotions in check. And they're just very even keeled. Like they don't get upset easily. They pretty much just like they're very easygoing is something that I'm picking up on. But that being said, if there is something that they see is wrong, or if the need arises for them to defend themselves, they will do that. Um, but they like never fly off the handle. They never overdo it is something that I'm getting to. They're very, again, even when they're standing up for themselves or another person, they're still very calm and respectful and peaceful about the whole thing. They're assertive, but there is always something very, very um, calm about this person. I was also hearing solemn for some reason, but it's like I feel like the word stoic might fit this person well too. I feel like this is a person of few words, or like they don't always say a whole lot. Um but when they do, it's very powerful what they say. Um I I don't know why this is coming up, but probably not all of you will know who I'm talking about. So I'm not sure how helpful this will be. But if you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show, this person reminds me of the character Oz. Do you guys remember Oz? How could you not remember Oz if you watched it? I don't know. I liked Oz. He was cool. He ended up being a werewolf, but anyway, he was very calm and very chill, and uh, he didn't really say that much, but when he did, you really listened to what he's. I don't know. For some reason, I'm just getting that person. That was the first person that popped in my head. So he, this person reminds me of his energy. Um, if you don't know who I'm talking about, then I guess this wouldn't be helpful. But if you do know who I'm talking about, this would be like, then you probably definitely know who I'm talking about now. Or again, this might be a future person for some of you. So, but it's sort of like no matter what was happening, like even if an apocalypse was actively happening, this person would still seem calm and like composed and collected and just be like, it's fine, or I just get that people feel like it's gonna be okay. Whenever they're around this person, they just instantly feel way calmer, or they feel like I'm safe, everything's gonna be all right. I don't have to panic. This person really has a really good way of calming others down and making others feel safe, or helping others feel safe. This person has very good boundaries. And again, I feel like they're very good at letting people know where the boundaries are in a calm and in a way, I'm hearing tactful, or in a way that doesn't, again, it's something in a way that puts people at ease, or in a way that doesn't tend to trigger or offend people. In general, I just feel like this person is at ease most of the time within themselves, and because they are, it tends to help put other people at ease. This is a very kind person too. This is someone I'm hearing like not a mean bone in their body. This is someone who like would never bully someone. They would never be they I'm getting this is someone like who doesn't talk behind people's backs, or they don't gossip. They don't like that. They try to always be respectful of people, and I'm also getting, I think this person has a lot of good karma built up, because I really do think that they're just, at least who I'm picking up on, is very, very kind. I'm also hearing still waters run deep. So I feel, and I think that came up in another group actually, but I can't remember. But it's like they might seem very, very calm and like not emote a whole lot. They might not verbally express their emotions a lot, and they might just kind of seem not very reactive to a lot of things, but inside they are feeling a lot of stuff. So even if they don't show it, they feel very, very deeply. They seem very calm, but I am getting that they feel very strongly. Especially emotions of like love, but I think just in general, you might even be kind of surprised to learn just how much this person feels, like just how deeply and strongly this person feels, because they don't really, I don't think they show even a fraction of like the amount that they're feeling and thinking. Also, this person thinks a lot. And they seem, again, like very calm and almost like, and they don't say a whole lot. So you might not realize that there's like a whole lot going on in their head. I feel like this person has very deep thoughts, like very deep philosophical thoughts. And one of the reasons why they might have gotten into the habit of not sharing much of what they think could be that their thoughts are so deep that a lot of time if they did share them with people did not know what they were talking about, or they just felt like they didn't really connect with others when they would share their thoughts, because others were just kind of like what, like I don't, like it wasn't computing for other people, or again, people were not able to, they weren't having the same thoughts they were, so I think they just kind of got used to and kind of just got to a place of acceptance and peace about the fact that they are just they're on a different level, or they're on a different wavelength, and not that they're feeling superior about it or egotistical about it, but just that they know that they are very intelligent, and they know that they have much deeper, more philosophical thoughts than the average person does. So they just know that they're not going to be able to. I just think that they think it's kind of like a waste of energy to try to share it with people most of the time, because they know most people won't get it, or so they just kind of don't bother. And also, I think they don't want to I think they are conscientious, and I think they do have good emotional intelligence as well. Like they're not just intelligent about a certain subject. They have a lot of emotional intelligence and empathy and things like that. So I think they don't want to make other people feel like offended, or like they're being talked down to, or that they're being they don't want to come off as condescending either. So I think they don't want to come out with all of these big thoughts and all this stuff when someone else isn't going to understand, and then that person is going to just feel bad about not understanding what they're saying. I don't know, there's something about that too. So they just kind of like, I think they've just decided just not saying much is going to be the easiest way to get along in life. They just keep it to themselves mostly, and when they do make conversation with people, it's friendly, and I think they try to meet people on their level, or talk to them about things they know they're interested in. But yeah, in general, I feel like they just don't say a whole lot. They just kind of have whatever's going on in their head. They're in there. They're in their thought. I think they might get lost in there, or you might actually see them. I'm hearing pensive, but you might see them like kind of staring off into space quite a bit, or, they look like they're lost in thought. And that's just because they have a lot of different thoughts going on in there. But I feel like they're mostly pretty happy about that. I think they have like a very rich inner world. They have Oh my gosh. Okay, this makes sense because, yeah, their imagination kind of ran wild with this one. This is a very interesting scenario here. So, yeah, that kind of makes sense. This person might be very creative. Like, they might make a good writer because they are like constantly concocting a lot of different stories and scenarios and things like that in their head. So, if they're not a writer yet, they might do that later because um, they definitely know how to come up with a story, and it's it's funny because this person seems so calm, but their inner world is very dramatic. Like the things they're thinking about are they're yeah, it's very different from like the way that they behave usually. Like I think pretty much anybody you asked about this person would say that this is a really cool person, or pretty much anybody. I feel like no one would have anything mean to say about this person, or like the only people that would are like people who would say mean things about anybody, like people who don't like anyone. But otherwise, it's like everybody likes this person, or anybody you ask would say nice things about this person because I just feel like, they've never been mean to anybody. Um, or again, unless they had to, unless they had to stand up for themselves. But even when they did that, it's like they just have a nice way of like disarming people, or making people calm down basically, or like back off without even really causing much of a conflict. It's almost kind of magical what this person can do. I don't know, they might make a really good like mediator or something like that because they're really good. At least most of the people I was picking up on in this group are. Again, it's a general reading. It's a reading for a large group of people. So I'm picking up on more than just one person here. So just, take what parts resonate and leave what doesn't for someone else that's watching the same group. But I did feel like that's the case for a lot of you here. With that. But it's just funny because, yeah, they seem like so good. Everyone thinks that they're super kind. Not a mean thing, not a bad thing to say about this person. Um, and, some people might even think they come off as kind of boring, like because they don't really say much and they just kind of, go along with their life very peacefully and don't really make waves or anything. And I feel like also they might not, I feel like they don't, I feel like they have a very casual way of dressing, or, it doesn't really stand out. Kind of like how they might kind of like baggier clothes is something that I'm getting. That's very specific. That won't be for everybody, but I am getting that for some of you. And this person might have a lot of muscle too. That's something else I'm getting. They might be very physically strong because, the bear is. So, again, that doesn't have to be the case for everyone here, though. Also, I'm getting like they're very physically hardy is something I was getting, or like very, I don't know, but that was a word coming through, or very tough in some way. And also, like the polar bear, they can withstand the cold. I'm getting like that they would be the type of person that would be able to be out in like freezing cold weather, like snow, and they're in a t-shirt and they're like fine, maybe not for long periods of time. But, I've seen people even in the winter where I live when it's very cold, and I will still occasionally see like a guy jogging through the park in like a t-shirt or just like a long sleeve shirt, and it's like everybody else has like multiple layers and like puffer coats, and it's cold, and snow boots, and this person's just jogging by in like a thin flimsy shirt, and I'm just like, how how are you doing this, but I feel like this person is like that. I just feel like there's a lot of strength. They have a lot of inner strength, but also they have a lot of physical strength. I also, there's something coming through too about like they never get sick, or they very rarely get sick. They have a very strong immune system. And yeah, again, like they could stand out in the cold in a t-shirt and all this stuff and still never come down with a cold, or they, it like barely phases them. And I do get that they would be like the person when everybody else is sick around them, they just don't get sick, I don't know if if you know that type of person, but sometimes there are just people, it seems like it's like they never catch it. Like they always dodge whatever pathogen is around. It's just like they have these crazy immune systems, sort of like how doctors tend to see a lot of sick patients, like they're around a lot of sick people, but they don't tend to, but they're not like sick every day, they're sick rarely. Even though they're seeing all these people that are sick. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. I don't think this person does that for a job. I don't think they work in the medical field. They could though. You know what? I could see them being good at that actually, because of how like calm they are. And I mentioned how they have a really good way of putting people at ease. So even in crisis, and they stay calm under pressure. So actually I could see them being really good in a job like that, either as like a nurse or a doctor or a paramedic or something like that. So some of them might be, but or like a security guard is another thing that I was getting, or maybe like a firefighter, or maybe even police or something, but I'm getting more like, but I'm not getting as much of police, because I think actually that might be a little, I see this person as, I think that might be a little aggressive or confrontational for this person. They're good at standing up for themselves, but like, I don't see them really engaging with very combative people very often. I'm seeing that mostly like, but it could be, this could be the case for some of you, but I'm seeing them mostly like in a helping role, and I'm not seeing like very much. If they are like a police officer, I see like they probably don't work in an area where there's a lot of violence or things like that going on. So they might work in like a more peaceful community where that stuff doesn't happen very often. That's possible. So just take what resonates, general reading and all that. So, okay. But the scenario that's coming up for you guys about the kiss that they're imagining is it happens in a museum, so, or some sort of art gallery. And I just think it's funny because, again, this person follows the rules and they seem so calm and so peaceful, and like there's not a whole, this person is very low drama. It's like this person is a no drama zone. Like they just don't, they're just, yeah, they don't have that in their life. They don't seek that out. But in their mind, there's so much drama going on. It's like the stories they come up with are so dramatic. Like there's so much going on, and there's like what they imagine for your kiss. You guys are literally like, there's some sort of crime that they imagine. You guys like commit some sort of crime together, and like you're trying to cover it up. Okay. So there's like, I don't know why this is what's coming up, but this is what's coming up. This is what they've thought about. Okay. Not like a really bad one. Okay. I'm not advocating. Okay. Just to be clear. Okay. This is important so YouTube doesn't get angry at me. I am not condoning or advocating any sort of rule breaking or crime or anything, okay? This is just what this person is thinking about. And I'm actually getting like some of them might write, like, some of them might enjoy writing like mysteries or like crime novels or something, or they might do that someday. And I feel like people would be shocked if they found this out because, again, they just wouldn't think that this person is having like all of these thoughts, you know? I'm hearing Sherlock Holmes. Maybe this person likes to read Sherlock Holmes, or again, they like to write things that are similar to that. Also, they might be like Sherlock Holmes. They notice like everything. They are very, this person is very smart. We've had a lot of smart people in the groups today, but this person might even be like a genius. And oh my gosh, Oz, you know what? Again, with like that character from Buffy, he was a genius too. And like people were surprised, or they just really didn't see that because he didn't brag, and it wasn't like obvious, but he was incredibly intelligent. And I feel like this person is incredibly intelligent, like really, really intelligent. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from them. Your other cards. So now let's get into the kiss. Okay. Anyway, about the kiss, we've got the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Why make things so much more difficult than they need to be? That's just what it says on the card, by the way, too. I don't think what's on the card, what's written, has much to do with the reading, but that's what it says in case you were curious. Then we have the Cozy Witch, which is the Fool card. Take a chance, for each morning is a new beginning. Okay, there we go. King of Cups, always compose yourself before giving a response. The Hermit, there are some things that must be done on your own. And Ace of Cups, do you feel that in your heart? That's potential, dear. Will it focus? Okay, yeah. All right. And then for the locations, we have museum / art gallery / exhibit of some sort. And court / police station / at an accident or some incident involving the law somehow. Sorry about my handwriting, by the way. Those were written out quickly, like a lot of my decks. Okay. So yes, this person, excuse me. And then we have offend, ceremony, heirloom, and hidden / concealed / secluded. Okay. And then clean your space and dance. Okay. So this complicated scenario that they have playing through their head is, for whatever reason, you guys are at an art museum or some sort of gallery, some sort of exhibit, some place where they have like artifacts or works of art, heirlooms, precious items of some sort that are on display. And they imagine you guys are cleaning for some reason. You're cleaning the space. Maybe you work, maybe that's your job or something, but for some reason you guys are cleaning in that space. You're working together to clean, or you're moving things around, or you're like unpacking, or you're packing or unpacking, or you're cleaning something. Maybe you might even be like unpacking new art pieces, or I don't know, but you're doing something like that. or just cleaning the space. Anyway, point is, they imagine you guys are doing this together, and then for some reason you guys decide to get kind of silly and you start dancing. I think you're just trying to pass the time while you're doing your work, and you're like, hey, like the bottom of the, like that first card, the 10 of Wands, like, this is boring. Why make it more boring than it has to be? Why not try to make this more fun? So I think you guys turn on music, and like you're like dancing around and you're having fun. You are it's like you're being silly, and you're having fun doing whatever you're doing, whatever cleaning or whatever your task you're doing here. And you guys are really happy. You're dancing around and it's fun. But then there is some sort of accident that happens, and like one of you bumps into something that you're not supposed to. Basically, it breaks. You break something. You either break something and it, like, a piece of it breaks off, or if it's like a painting, it's like part of the painting gets chipped, like some of the paint comes off, or rips, or something happens like that. But it's something gets broken, something gets damaged for sure. And it could be something. We had ceremony and heirloom there, so for some of you this could be a veil. I'm getting it could be like a veil, or like crown jewels, or some sort of artifact that would have been used in some sort of ceremony. Could be a cup, or like a vessel I was hearing, or like a vase or vase. It could be anything though. I was seeing a crown for someone, so it could be like a crown. But again, this is a hypothetical scenario. Like this, I don't think this is something that will actually come to pass. I think this is probably pure fantasy for this person. But yeah, I was seeing a crown, because I was seeing someone putting a crown on someone else's head, like even though they weren't supposed to, or like you guys were like maybe handling something you weren't supposed to, and maybe you were dancing around with it on it, and then it fell, or something, it got knocked off, or something like that happened. But yeah, they imagine you dancing and you break something on accident, because you're not paying attention. Like both of you do. I don't know which one of you it was that actually broke it, but what I am getting is it's a big deal. Whatever it is that you did, it's like a very expensive item, or it's a very precious item. It's something important. It's like a big deal that you did this, and you are worried about getting caught. You're worried about possibly having, like, I think you're worried about some sort of criminal charges or something, or being sued or something like that. That's what they imagine. At least they imagine it being like this very dramatic scenario where like you have to cover up the crime together. And they're like, okay, so I think in their fantasy they imagine that you were like the one who did it, and they're like helping you like cover it up so that you don't get in trouble. Like obviously they were there and they were sort of part of it, but in their fantasy, they imagine like you're very scared that you're going to get in trouble with the law or something, and like they are going to help you cover it up. There's sort of like almost like a trauma bonding sort of thing going on, where it's like, and they're also sort of like a bit of a hero in the situation where they're like, I know what to do to help you cover it up. And they're like, don't worry, like they'll never catch you. Like I'll make sure, um, like I have a plan, like I know what to do, and like don't worry, they'll never find out. And like I'll protect you. Your secret dies with me, basically. It's like they're like they'll never find out. Don't worry, I've got your back. Um and like if anything ever happened and people tried to find, like if people did find out about it, I would take the fall for you. That's something that they imagine. Like they would tell you, like I would, they'll never find out it's you. Don't worry. Like I would take responsibility for it if they ever did find out, but they're saying they're not going to find out because they have like a clever solution to something. So they imagine like being able to show off in this way, I guess, and also like protect you at the same time and show you like a bit of their um, altruistic side or their heroic side. Although at the same time, they're also kind of showing their, at the same time they're showing like they have like a bit of a bad side too. Like they're because they're coming up with a plan to like get away with the crime. So anyway, um but for a good reason, in this scenario, that's how they see it, at least. um and again, I don't think this is something like they actually want this to happen or they think this will happen, but it's like this is the dramatic thing that they've cooked up in their head. So anyway, they imagine like comforting you and being like, don't worry, like I've got you, basically. Like don't worry, baby, like I'm gonna take care of all of this, and nothing to fear. Like I am here, I've to take care of you and rescue you from this situation. And I mean, it's like, it's sort of nice, but it's just funny that they came up with like this whole big grand um crime scene, like why go there? Like of all the things that you could think about like a kiss, you come up with this whole big like dramatic story. I don't know, but anyway, that's it. This is why I like doing readings like this, because I never know what I'm going to find in other people's heads, and this, like, their imagination is interesting. But I'm getting like they glue something back together, like they imagine gluing something back together. And they do like such a perfect job that you cannot tell just from looking at it. It like probably someday someone who's like uh, trying to conserve it or preserve it or something, that's an expert, like when they look at it, obviously they're going to find out at some point that it was glued back together. Or if this is like, I'm also seeing paint, like someone painting over like where the paint chipped or something like that. But basically in their fantasy, they are able to like show off in a way some of their skills that they have that you didn't know about. Like maybe they're like, I'm an expert at like maybe they're actually maybe they're an artist, or they're like an expert at art preservation or something like that, or they do a lot of crafts or something, and you might not know about this, or maybe you do, but it's like they get to show their skill. Like in their fantasy, they get to kind of show off their skill and impress you with that. And also at the same time, they're like protecting you and keeping you safe, and um showing you that they're like trustworthy and you can count on them, and um they're strong and they're going to defend you and all that stuff. So I think that's why this is their fantasy, because it's like they created a way where they could like show off all their best qualities, and also it's sort of um I guess they do kind of like they do fantasize about like them being the hero and kind of having like a damsel in distress sort of scenario. Um Not saying that you are, or that, they would expect you to be that way in real life, but that is like, they like that, at least in their fantasies. And they do have a very strong protective instinct. That is something that I'm getting for sure. So this this fantasy like gives them an outlet for that. And yeah, it's like they're telling you like you're not alone in this. I've we're in this together, but also it's just the two of us. No one will ever know. This is our secret and it will go to the grave with us. Like no one will ever find out. That's um like your secret is safe with me, and they imagine this like being something that bonds you together, because it's like only the two of you in the entire world will ever know about this, and it's something very serious. And so it's or at least it feels very serious. In their fantasy it is. And yeah, so that's something they like, having that secret between the two of you. They feel like it bonds you together. And it's sort of like they feel like no matter what else happens in your lives, they always feel like they're protecting you. Um, like they're always your protector, because they're always going to be keeping this secret for you. Um, Something like that's coming through. Just giving you like a more of a glimpse into the way these thoughts are working, at least for this fantasy. King of Cups, always compose yourself before giving a response, right? I read this before to you. I just feel like seeing them coming up with a story too, like if in case someone does question them, like in case someone does find out and then they trace it back to you guys, they're thinking about like a lie that they could tell or something so that you wouldn't get in trouble. I'm also hearing like them saying like, I never lie, but I would lie for you. Like I would do anything to keep you safe. So this person does definitely have some deep feelings for you. Like this person definitely has a crush on you, or maybe more than that, but it's like they have deep feelings for you. For some of you, you may have already kissed this person. You might even be in a relationship with this person, but this is like a fantasy that maybe they wouldn't tell you about. Or for some of you, maybe they did, or they will, or I don't know. But if you wondered about some, like what went through their minds sometimes, because it seems like maybe they might not talk about it very much. I'm getting this could be one of the things that they've thought about, that they've like maybe this might be surprising. I'd be surprised, but anyway. But yeah, I see them in their fantasy. They tell you like, excuse me, that they would lie for you, that they would do anything for you to keep you safe, or for anything. Because you mean because you mean the world to them, because you are the most important person in their life, is what I'm hearing. Or you're the most important person to them. Excuse me, oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna cut that out. What is wrong with my Um, anyway, you're very important to this person. They care about you very, very deeply. And they imagine that this is like the way in which they would reveal to you just how deeply they feel for you, or like just how deeply they love you, just how deeply, yeah, they care by getting to demonstrate to you, by getting to show you and prove to you that they really truly mean that, like in the face of like possible imprisonment or something, like even in something as serious as that, they would put themselves in harm's way to keep you safe, basically, and they would do anything to help you. So it's like, that's, I think, why this is their fantasy, because in it they get to prove just how serious they are, like just how serious they are about their feelings for you, and how much, like to what lengths they would go to keep you protected, and to defend you, and to see that you have a happy life, even if that means you know, putting themselves in harm's way or something, in harm's way. So I also like how in their scenario, even though they constructed it to be like a crime, they still picked something that wasn't where like someone actually got hurt or something. You know, no one's getting injured. It's like an object, you know, and so I think that's nice. But yeah, I just see them being like, don't worry about it, like pretend nothing happened. Go on living your life carefree, and you know, don't worry about a thing, basically, like it never happened. Again, the Fool card, it's 0, it's a new beginning, like pretend it never happened, like you can just move on, like nothing ever happened, and live your carefree happiest life, and know that I'm standing behind you, protecting you, and nothing's going to get you, like nothing's going to happen to you, nothing will harm you. I'm just hearing, like, as long as I'm around, like nothing can touch you, nothing will ever harm you, because I will make sure nothing does. Basically. So yeah, and then I guess I think they fantasize about, like, when they tell you this, or when they like fix the problem and they tell you, you know, that you're safe and they would never let anything hurt you, and you know, all of this stuff, that you yeah, like when they're telling you that, you feel overwhelmed with like love for them, basically, or you can see how much they have, like how much love they have for you, and they've imagined you feeling like yeah, like feeling their love and feeling love for them, and gratitude, and appreciating everything that they've done, and then you like kiss them in that moment. They imagine you kiss them. That's their fantasy. It's like when you can see just how much they love you, and just they imagine you want to kiss them. Yeah, that is what I'm seeing. So yeah, in their fantasy, you kiss them, because you're feeling so much passion and so much love for them after what they've done for you. That you're like so overcome with emotion and everything in that moment that you know, you want to kiss them. They imagine it being like a very passionate kiss, you know, like there's so much emotion built up. Like first there's been like a lot of adrenaline and fear and all of those emotions, and then there's like a huge wave of relief, and then there's a huge dose of like, oxytocin and like a confession of like how much they love you and what they're willing to do, to keep you safe and all of that. And there's just like a huge cocktail of hormones, flowing through your body, and that it all like culminates in this very passionate moment, like a very passionate kiss where they can just feel like how much you feel for them, and that you're really expressing that physically through that kiss. Like it's a very intense, like they fantasize it about it being like a very, very intense, passionate kiss. Also, I'm hearing I love you, so they might also fantasize about you like confessing or saying I love you to them during this kiss. I don't know if you've said this already. If you have, then I don't know. That's just part of it. But I feel like for a lot of you here, maybe you have not said that yet. So that might be why it's part of their fantasy that like you say it for the first time or something like that. This might not be for everyone either. Like that part might not. I'm feeling like that isn't part of the fantasy for all of you here, but it is for some. So yeah, and then they imagine you go back to your lives and nothing bad ever happens. That the way they fix the problem goes undetected, and you guys are able to live out your existences in peace and harmony and happiness, and no one is the wiser. Yep. Okay. Well, that is their fantasy. So that's all I've got for you, Group 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I thought it was interesting. If you want to let me know how this resonates for you, or you want to claim it in the comment section, or you want to like tell me your story or something, I always love to read your comments, and I try to respond and spread as much love as I can back to you guys in the comments. So anyway, oh yeah, I'm giving emojis to all the groups. So I used to do this a very long time ago, and then at some point I stopped. So it's been a long time since I did this, but if you want to leave like an emoji, if you want to leave a comment and you're shy or you just don't know what to leave, you could leave this emoji for this group. This group's emoji is going to be the polar bear. Either that or like the artist paint, the paintbrush thing, like the palette with paint on it. I think that's an emoji too. So you can pick one or both of those. Okay, yeah. So anyway, and if you could give the video a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. If you did like the video, that would be nice. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again sometime. Oh, right, and subscribe if you haven't already and you would like to see more of my videos. I do mostly love pick-a-cards. I do a lot of future spouse pick-a-cards, and yeah, that way you will get my new videos. You will get notifications and stuff, and you won't lose me in the YouTube universe, or out in YouTube. The YouTube verse. I don't know. That's what I called it in the other group. Anyway, okay. But yeah, hope to see you guys again sometime soon. Take care, Group 3. Bye. Hi, Group 4. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for stopping in. And I don't know, I don't usually say it like that. That's interesting. Your group is interesting. I have this shoulder tension that I did not have before I started the reading. So usually when I get these things, it's because I'm picking up on the energy of you guys, you, the viewer, one of you guys at least. It is a group reading, so won't be for everyone. But I do wonder what that's about. I wonder if that has to do with the kiss itself, or like what this person is thinking about. I wonder if that's like part of the story or if this is just a confirmation for someone that you got the right group, because if you are experiencing like a lot of shoulder tension, a lot of back tension, neck pain or something, I feel like this would be this would be a confirmation for you, because it was fine and then now all of a sudden I have like a lot of like it really hurts. I mean, I've had a lot of shoulder tension recently, but like I don't know, it was fine before I turned on the camera. So that's interesting. Okay, anyway, we're going to start out with a description of your person here. So you guys got 2 cards for the description. Yeah, so this will be the person who's thinking about kissing you. And then we are going to get what they imagine when they think about kissing you. Like what fantasy do they have going through their mind, or like how are they thinking about doing it? So all right, here we go. So first card we have is the mountain goat. There's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to correct it. I don't think the words really have as much to do with this reading though, but I thought I'd read it to you just in case you were interested in what it said. Mountain goat. And road runner. Keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. Easier said than done sometimes, especially depending on the situation. I think that is definitely a skill if you can do that. All right, there we go. So road runner and mountain goat here. What I'm getting is this person has like a nice balance between seriousness and playfulness, and it's like they have a good sense of humor, but they can be serious when they need to be serious. I feel like, you know, if the situation, they're good. They're good at being like flexible. And reading the room is something that I'm getting. It's like they can be serious when the situation calls for it, and when it would be better to make a joke about something or keep it light, they can do that. So it's like they can do both. And they're really good at telling which approach is best for every, for whatever situation they're in. And that is a skill, because not everybody has that. So it's like they have a natural sense about it, I think. This person, I think, is really good in their career. I think that's one of the areas that they're very serious about. It's like they're a very hard worker. I'm thinking of Capricorn because we have the goat here. So I feel they might have prominent Capricorn placements in their natal chart. They don't have to, but maybe even a north node, or it doesn't necessarily have to be their big 3, like their sun, moon, or rising. It could be though, but there's something about Capricorn is significant for this person. And I think work is most likely a big part of their life. Like that's something they put a lot of their focus and their energy into. This person might make a lot of money. That's possible. That won't be for everybody, but it's like in some way they are very successful in what they do though, or they're very driven, and they're working very hard to get successful. So, but yeah, they're very serious about their career and their money, their finances. I feel like they're good with money. Even if they don't have a lot of it yet, they're responsible about how they manage money. They're good at handling money. They don't do a bunch of overspending, or I just feel like, I feel like they have a good, it's like no matter what amount they have right now, they manage it well. They spend wisely, and I feel like they know. yeah, they might be very knowledgeable too about like how to invest or something like that. Not necessarily for everybody here, but I'm just getting though that they don't like overspend and get themselves into debt and things like that. They're responsible. Um okay, I'm hearing though that they're not greedy is something that I'm getting, or like they're not stingy, they're not like miserly or something, is another word that's coming to my mind. Um like they will give. They're not like going to keep it all, because some people, even if they have a ton of money, they don't like spend it on even their loved ones and things. They like keep it all and they don't share it with others. They just hoard more and more and more. Um, but with this person, and like I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm just saying like this person isn't like that. This person is very generous with the people that they love. And I'm getting even with like strangers too. Like I feel like they would give to charities. They would, they would share their money with good causes that they believed in, that that mattered to them. So that spoke to their heart. They're a generous person. I feel like this would be someone who tips well. And yeah. So anyway, they have that. Yeah, I'm just really getting something. It's like they're a nice balance. Excuse me. And that's hard to find sometimes because, a lot of times people will kind of be like way more one way than the other, but it's like they're in serious mode, they're very serious, and then when they're in kind of like playful, silly, humorous mode, then that's what they are. And I feel like they can shift easily between the two. Excuse me, my throat's doing weird things, but it's like they can shift back and forth effortlessly between the two. Um, or like incorporate, like mix them both together is something I'm getting. Like they can, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I feel like they have a great sense of humor. I think they're really good at making people laugh. They're good at making people feel at ease. Um, I think that this person would, I'm hearing host, like they would make a really great host. Like they make people feel comfortable and welcome and heard and understood and seen and cared about. And I'm hearing magnam why do I feel like I'm getting it wrong? Magnanimous or magnanimous? One of those two is right. Why can't I remember this? This is embarrassing. Okay, but it's like, I hate it when they give me words that I can't pronounce and then I have to look stupid. Anyway, but that word, you know what I'm trying to get at, okay? You know the word I'm trying for. Hopefully you do. Anyway, I used to not have any trouble with this word. I don't know why I'm having trouble with it, but you're probably like, sure, Kaylee, sure. We'll believe you on this. No, seriously, I didn't have trouble with it before, but now, anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, well, maybe they're good at laughing at themselves too. Like maybe that's one of the ways they help people feel at ease. They're not so so concerned with looking like above everybody else. They're willing to laugh at themselves to help other people feel more comfortable in their presence, basically. And also maybe to help other people feel more comfortable about laughing at themselves. Like it doesn't need to be that serious, like we don't have to be so uptight or worried about, like there doesn't have to be a whole bunch of self-consciousness. Basically, I feel like what I'm getting at is basically they help people feel less self-conscious, I think. And I think people just really appreciate that about them, that they can laugh, and that they make them laugh too. I think they're just really good. They have a good sense. They just have a good sense of humor, basically. And it's like they're really good with it. They don't tell jokes that are like too mean or that would really hurt someone's feelings or insult people. They don't, you know, do mean again, it's like their sense of humor is a nice because there's like a fine line sometimes between having something be funny but not like too because so it's like because you're kind of poking fun at things a lot of times when you are making a joke. And some it's easy to go too far. It's easy to be too mean about it, or it can be sometimes. And this person's good at like not offending people but still making things funny. I don't know. I just feel like they're gifted in this area. I just feel like this person is also good. Like I could see this person being like, "Hey, how are you feeling?" Like really caring about other people's emotions and checking in with people and like genuinely talking to them to show concern. Like they actually really do care. You know how sometimes people will be like, "How are you doing?" but they don't really care what you say in response. Like they're not really asking you how you're actually doing. It's just like a polite thing. But this person really cares. Like this is the type of person that really does want to know how the people around them are doing. And I think they're a very helpful person in general. And yeah, they really do care. I also feel like they would be good at they're very respectful of boundaries and they have very strong boundaries for themselves as well. With the goat here, they might be kind of stubborn, but I kind of feel like it's in a good way for most of them. Maybe at sometimes it might irritate other people, but it's like their boundaries are their boundaries. And they expect them to be respected, and in return, they always respect other people's boundaries as well. So, fairness is important to this person. It's like, it matters to them that things are in balance. They value connections where it's reciprocal and but I feel like their stubbornness is actually kind of a good thing because they hold their ground. They don't just abandon projects, or they don't just abandon things or beliefs or things that matter to them or people that matter to them. Again, I'm getting like things that really speak to their soul, things that really speak to their heart, things that are really important to them. They stay important to them. Once they do form a bond or once they do form a relationship with someone, they like to keep those relationships for a very long time. But it might take them a long time to form those relationships in the first place. Like they might be kind of slow to get to know. But once you do know them, they, once you do make it into their inner circle, they're very like loyal and dedicated, to the people that they care about. And I'm getting they're very present, or they're very there for the ones that they're close to their loved ones. Whether that be friend or family. This person might like jogging. That'll be a specific message, not for everyone, but I'm seeing, it's a road runner. And I'm getting like this person might enjoy running. This person might like jogging. That might be something they do regularly, or they like hiking because it's mountain goat. I'm just feeling like they like walks. Either they like to run or they like walks in nature, like outside especially. I'm hearing cheerful. This person is cheerful, or they're good at cheering people up, but I feel like they're good at knowing also when it's the right moment to try to cheer someone up, or when it's the right moment to just kind of like be there and be present and just hold space and let them feel their feelings. It's not like they'll try to cheer someone up and be like, hey, don't feel sad, like to try to get people to skip over the important emotions that they need to process, you know? I think they're good at just like letting people be where they need to be and feel what they need to feel, process the emotions they need to process. When it's time for that, and then they're good at like helping people to lift up out of that once they've spent enough time there, you know, like once they're ready to try to cheer up or once they want to lift their mood again, they're there for them and try to help them do that, you know. Then they try to tell a joke or, you know, help them see a more positive perspective on things or something like that, you know. But there definitely is something like sunny or cheerful. Those were the words coming to mind about this person's personality, especially at certain times. Again, I'm getting like when they're in work mode, they might be like really serious and they might be like maybe even like a little bit prickly or like a little bit I don't know, like not cold exactly, but just or harsh. Well, maybe a little bit, but it's like they're not being mean, but they're not very warm and fuzzy. When they're focused, they're like laser focused on things, or it's like if you saw them in the middle of like their work day or whatever they're working on, you know, they would not be their usual like sunny, cheerful self, like happy-go-lucky self. You would be seeing like a completely different side where they were like, it was like very business, or like they maybe even kind of aggressive, like not exactly, well, I don't know, maybe I feel like aggressive is not the right word exactly, but it's intense, you know, like there's a very intense like laser focus, and they do come off maybe a little bit terse is something I heard, or like a little bit, but they're very like firm and boss like, you know. This person might be a boss actually, or they're their own boss in some way. Maybe they have their own business, but it's like they're, well, I think you probably understand what I'm trying to get out here. But yeah, it's like, well, maybe, I don't know, hopefully you do. um it's like they're very cuddly and warm and sweet, or, you know, again, cheerful and things like that, and light. And then when they are focused on work, they are like, get it done. You know, they're very like, um, and I don't know if bossy is the right word. Maybe they kind of are. I'm struggling to find like the right words for them and how they are, but it's like they're they're just serious basically. They are very and I'm getting to like what if you like texted them or tried to talk to them while they were doing this work, they would have to tell you like, hey, I cannot, you know, like I have to focus, like put all my focus into what I'm doing right now. I can't talk at the moment. And you know, they would have to put that boundary up. I'm getting like when they're working, especially, they can't easily switch back and forth between like, they can't change gears very easily. Um, Authoritative, that is a word I think that would work. Like there is something authoritative about them when they're working. I feel like that's a better word for them. And again, it could be because they literally are in a boss, like a leadership position or something where they do have authority over other people, because of their position. Or again, it's like that's just their energy when they are doing their work. Or again, they're just like laser focused on things, and it's hard for them to like switch into like social mode when they're doing their work. I'm not sure why that's coming through so much, but that must be significant to someone. Okay. But anyway, I think I'm going to cut out most of what I was talking about because I got interrupted, and I feel like that was kind of on purpose. But I do think I am supposed to tell you guys something. This might be confirmation for some of you, but like if you have felt very criticized by people who like don't get it, basically is something that I'm hearing, or like you don't, they don't understand your style or your art, or they don't understand like something about what you do, and or people call you into question a lot, or they like judge you because they don't, basically it's like they're judging you about something, or you felt harshly judged. This would be like a confirmation for you. Also, if you are clairaudient, clairsentient, or clairvoyant, and or clairvoyant, or maybe you're all of those, this would also be a confirmation for you too, because I was talking about the clairs, or you might have one of those clairs unlocked soon. So just be aware of that. Somebody's spirit guide is coming through. Excuse me. Someone's spirit guide is coming through to let you know that one of your clairs, it's like you might be getting a new one. Like for instance, if you've had clairvoyance, but you've never been clairaudient, you might be experiencing some clairaudience. Clairaudience is, well, at least the way my clairaudience works is you don't hear voices. You don't like literally hear voices like, oh, was that someone talking? It's not like that. It's like when you get a song stuck in your head. You know how you hear the song in your head and you're like, oh, it's stuck in my head. Like it keeps playing in my head. You know that sort of thing. It's more like that. It's like you hear it in your head, like you would a song that gets stuck in your head, you know? So that is how my clairaudience works, at least. And I think that's how a lot of people's clairaudient gifts work. So I don't know, you might be finding that is happening more for you. And it might be like hard to tell at first. For some of you, you might think like, oh, there's just like random thoughts coming through my head, and you might not realize that, or you're like hearing random words and you're just like, why am I repeating this in my head? And you might not realize at first that that's actually a guide coming through, like trying to give you a message, and you might not realize it or you might be getting like telepathic messages, and you might not realize it at first. You might just think it's like your own inner dialogue. It might take like a minute for you to realize, oh, wait, like there might, like some stuff is going to start happening or getting confirmed for you. And then you're going to realize, oh, I think that was like a psychic message that I picked up on, like, because it keeps getting confirmed, you know, like you'll be told, you know, you'll think something in your head and then it will literally happen, you know, or yeah, things like that. So anyway, that might be happening for somebody here, or that has been happening. So that would be like a confirmation for you. All right, but now I think we can finally get into the message. It's funny, this group has been my tangent group. I don't do this in every reading or like every single group, but in this one I'm like going over a lot of stories and things that I'll probably have to cut out, so that's interesting. Maybe also you guys might have a tendency to be very hard on yourselves when it comes to something you do creatively. Or we have the singing card here. I'll just start showing you the cards. So we have the sing card here. This is part of the KISS reading, but for some reason you guys are getting an additional reading as well, not just stuff about the KISS, but you are your guides are coming through, your spirit guides are coming through, trying to give additional messages, or at least somebody here that's happening. It is a group reading, so this won't be for everyone. So if you want to skip it, feel free. Maybe I'll put in like a timestamp. But anyway, we have the sing card here. Some of you might be singers, and you might find or you do something with music, and you might be like very tough on yourself, or like very perfectionistic in what you do, or like you have very high standards for yourself. Or maybe the person that you're thinking of does. Or both, possibly. But I'm getting whatever you do creatively, you're very detail oriented, and you're very like I'm getting like everything you really want to keep going over something until you get it like exactly the way you want it, or I don't know, something like that is coming through. Or like if you feel like you messed like one tiny thing up, it's really hard on you because you like to get everything like just perfect, or like just so like a very specific way or something like that. But I'm getting from some of if this is your message, I'm getting that your spirit guides are coming through telling you that you're doing a really good job and that you are beautiful is something that I was hearing. So if you didn't feel like it, yeah, they're just saying you're beautiful, and your voice is beautiful, or like your work, whatever you're doing is beautiful. It's beautiful, and you're doing a beautiful job. So they wanted you to know that. If somebody maybe made you feel bad, so for some of you, maybe someone recently may have criticized you or something, they're just saying you're doing a great job. Your spirit guides are saying you're doing like you are doing wonderfully, and whoever it was that was saying that to you, they don't want you to listen to them is something that I'm getting. Or like they're saying try not to take it to heart. That's what I'm hearing. Try not to take it to heart, because you're doing a great job. So, and that person didn't need to say that, or that person was like in the wrong, or the person doesn't know what they're talking about, or something like that. So, but anyway, they're just saying try not to worry about it. Or try not to take it to heart, because it's like, yeah. Okay. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, I think maybe we can actually get to the kiss, like what they're thinking about. So yeah, we have the Sing card here, and we have the Ground Yourself card. We have by the way, I pre-shuffled all of these cards because I wanted to save time. So I won't be shuffling any cards. We've got them all here, but we have the party / celebration / wedding card. All right, we have the grandparent card. It's an interesting one to have come up. We have the hair card. And we have on time. We have good luck charm, which is number 10. I think this is which card is this in the regular tarot? This is the Cozy Witch Tarot, and some of the cards aren't the same as the, Rider-Waite Tarot. So anyway, it says if nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. Flower. Oh, it's not called flowers, but I was just reading the banner at the top of this thing here. Anyway, it says 6 of Cups. Give yourself the compassion you were never given. Okay, it's not focusing. Is it? Can you see it? Hopefully you can. Hopefully it's focusing well enough. All right. And strength. It takes great strength to be soft. And it definitely does. Okay, so their fantasy, well, first things first. For this group, I'm picking up on a distinctly masculine energy and a distinctly more feminine energy. So there's like a masculine and a feminine energy here. Whether you are like a male and a female, or whether it's like 2 males or 2 females, and you both have, but like it doesn't really matter the gender, but it's like your energies, there's definitely a masculine and a feminine here. That's what I'm picking up on, at least. I mean, we all have both masculine and feminine energy. But what I'm getting for this is like whichever one of you has more, like in general, presents more masculine energy than feminine energy would be the masculine. And whoever in this scenario tends to present much more feminine energy more often than masculine energy, then that would be the feminine. So hopefully that is helpful. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so what I'm picking up on here is that some of you are the feminine watching, like you, the viewer, are the feminine, and others of you, you are the masculine that's watching. So it's going to be a little different for you depending on like which one you are. So just try to fit yourself into the scenario wherever it is that you fit. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to try. Hopefully I'll be able to explain this in a way that makes sense, you know, no matter which one you are that's watching. But anyway, okay. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that whoever the feminine is in this situation, whether it's you or the person that you were asking about, and there was yet another interruption here. So this is a theme for this reading. I wonder if that's a synchronicity or a sign for someone. Basically, whoever the feminine is here has done some sort of creation. Either they have done some sort of creative project, or it's like they will. But this is what the vision is about. Basically, this is what the fantasy is about. That the feminine has done some sort of creative work, like some sort of creative project. It's like, well, I'm seeing several different possibilities, but these are just examples. It doesn't have to be exactly this, but I'm seeing like flowers. I'm seeing like flower arrangements. I'm also seeing like food, like someone cooking a huge meal or someone doing some sort of artwork. And I'm also seeing like content creation too. So there's a variety of different things I'm seeing here, but whatever, or I'm also seeing music too. But whatever it is, it's like they've created something that they put a lot of work into, and then it was somehow a disappointment, or like people, they felt like either they were just being very hard on themselves about it, and there was like some small detail that they weren't happy with, and so they're feeling very disappointed, or it was like they felt like other people were disappointed in it, or they felt like it didn't receive the sort of reception that they were hoping it would have, or it's like it didn't, it just kind of feels like they felt like it wasn't appreciated like they were hoping it would be, or that people criticized it, or at least one person was like mean to them about it, or people were like picking it apart or something like that. But it feels like something kind of unfair though, because I do feel like the feminine put a lot of work into this, and they really did do okay. I'm hearing they did a good job. Like their spirit guides are saying they did a good job. So if this is you watching, they're letting you know you did a really good job. If this is a real thing that, like you already did this project and it didn't go well, they're letting me know that you did a good job. They want me to tell you that you did a good job. And that whoever it was that wasn't happy with this, it wasn't your fault, basically, and that they are just being incredibly picky, or you just really can't please that person. It's sort of like, I think that person, or if it was a group of people, those people like were kind of looking for a reason not to be pleased, or it's like they were going to be displeased no matter what you did. I'm kind of getting more of like they were just hating for the sake of hating on it, basically. or it's like they were just looking for a reason to not like it. It wasn't like it's not like you did anything wrong, and your spirit guides want you to know that. But anyway, but in the kiss scenario, the feminine is feeling sad because of what's happened here, and feeling disappointed, and maybe feeling very emotional too. Yeah, I am picking up on they're at least really not feeling good. And because we have like I'm noticing how on this card it says if nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell, but I'm seeing the nothing going your way thing. It just really is a disappointment, and it's like they're feeling like they're having to. It's like they should have received flowers for this. Like they should have gotten their flowers for this, and they didn't get their flowers like they should have. And so now it's like they're basically just having to, or it's like they didn't get nearly as many as they should have. It's sort of like there's all these flower pots here and she's only getting one, you know? And I kind of just feel like, and it's sort of like maybe she was the only one who, you know, like maybe she had to pretty much be the only one appreciating it, or it felt like there just wasn't as much as there should have been, you know? So anyway, in the fantasy, they're feeling bad, and the feminine, it got a little confusing here, so I had to cut some of it out, but basically the the feminine's feeling bad, and the feminine turns to, in the fantasy, the feminine turns to the masculine for comfort. So if you who are watching are the masculine, then the feminine that's coming through in this reading is fantasizing about turning to you for comfort when she's sad about whatever it is that's been happening here. And if you who are watching are the feminine, then the masculine that's coming through in this reading is fantasizing about you turning to him for comfort when you're feeling sad about whatever it is that you've been experiencing here that we've been talking about. In this scenario, though, the feminine turns to the masculine for comfort. Like maybe they call them and ask them to come over, or if they're already there, I guess then they would just be maybe talking about how they were feeling. But however the masculine gets there, they fantasize about basically telling the masculine how they're feeling, and like the masculine basically being like very supportive and understanding, and like trying to comfort them. And somehow it ends up turning into someone brushing somebody's hair. I don't know how it ends up, but that's it. It's a fantasy, so apparently the feminine likes having her hair brushed, that's something that comforts her. So, or if this is the masculine that's having this fantasy, then he imagines that the feminine would feel comforted by having her hair brushed. So at some point, the masculine ends up brushing the feminine's hair to make her feel better, because it helps her calm down, and like it's comforting. So that's what ends up happening. And there's also something I'm seeing, like a back rub or something like that too. So maybe maybe they're massaging their shoulders or something. And I just realized now that I had that thing at the very beginning of the reading where I was feeling that shoulder tension, and I mentioned it, and because I felt it as soon as I sat down to do the reading, and I wondered if it did have something to do with this reading. So I think that's really interesting because it does tie in with this fantasy at the same time, or yeah, like at the same time that they're brushing their hair, or it like goes from one like maybe they start by brushing their hair and then it turns into like a back rub, and it's like, yeah, I'm just seeing the masculine like Oh, I almost said washing her hair. I don't think it, well, I don't know. Actually, for some of you, I don't know. Maybe they, I'm not sure how that would go, but okay, I'm getting a very specific message that I think will probably only be for maybe like one person or maybe just a couple people here because it wasn't coming through before, but it is now as I'm editing. So, um, for a very, very few of you, it's like if you are a masculine I almost said washing again, watching, um, it's like if you like if you do hair like professionally or something, this might be like one of your clients or something that is having this fantasy about you. So like because there is like maybe they're fantasizing about going to you to have their hair done like when they're feeling bad. Um and like talking to you and like getting their hair washed and styled or something, you know? So that was something coming through for or like if you're the feminine watching this, the masculine that's coming through might be somebody who cuts hair for a living, that you may or may not have already gone to have your hair done. I don't want anyone to panic though. Like if you hadn't picked up any, because I'm getting like maybe someone who's listening to this right now might be like, uh-oh, maybe like maybe my hairstylist or something has, feelings for me and I never picked up on it. I don't think it's that. I feel like this specific message would be for somebody who like already had a feeling that that they had, this would be someone you already picked up on had feelings for you or that you already had feelings for. So like if you had no clue that the person that does your hair had a crush on you or had feelings for you, then this message would not be for you because yeah, I just didn't want anybody to like start worrying like that their hairstylist had a crush on them or something and then it would be awkward because I don't think it's that. Again, this is a very specific message for like one person here or like two people or something. And yeah, so don't worry about it. Like if it was something that stressed you out to think about, then this is not your part of the message. But it is for someone, so I had to bring it up. Maybe the fantasy actually does involve washing their hair. Or like, but it's at least brushing. I was seeing brushing for most of you, but anyway, it's like I'm seeing the masculine brushing the feminine's hair and she's like and like he's being, sorry, I keep saying, it's just easier to say he, guys. I'm sorry. If it's not like actually a he, then just try to insert whichever pronoun would fit here. But anyway, I think I'm just going to stick with that because it's just what keeps popping out and it's just simpler, and I'm getting kind of tired here. So hopefully that's okay. But anyway, I'm seeing him like brushing her hair and kind of like saying encouraging words to her, like, comforting her and consoling her and just saying, you did a really good job. Those people are jerks, that sort of thing, and, you are amazing. And, I don't know, basically just letting her talk about what her feelings are about the whole thing. And, just kind of holding space for her and doing something like comforting for her. And then I think it like kind of, I'm seeing her closing her eyes, like her eyes are closed. And he's brushing her hair. And then so at some point, like it ends up turning into like a back rub or like mostly like a neck massage. This is a very there's like a lot of images coming through here. It's like this is a very sensual sort of fantasy, but Anyway, at some point, it's like it goes from being like a neck massage to kissing. I'm seeing someone like, I don't know, there's a couple different things that I'm seeing, but like I'm seeing somebody, like I'm seeing him kiss her on the forehead first. Or, the masculine kisses the feminine on the forehead first. I'm sorry, guys. It was just the way it was coming through was her and him. But, again, it doesn't have to be that scenario. So just insert the proper pronouns for your situation. There's like, yeah, it's like he kisses her on the forehead while her eyes are closed. And then it's like, I think she opens her eyes at that point, and there's like, uh, it's like, so I tried to like keep going, and I kept pausing, and I just felt like I couldn't get the words out, and I felt all embarrassed and shy, and I like couldn't talk about it, and I don't know why, because I really didn't have that much, like I didn't really have any problems in the other groups, so I'm not sure. Usually I pick up on other people's energy while I'm reading, so I'm thinking this is probably the energy of one of you um here. So I'm not sure if it's like the masculine that's shy or if it's the feminine that's shy. It kind of feels like it would be more likely to be the feminine, but I'm not really sure. But I'm pretty sure that's why I was experiencing that here. I don't know why this is so hard for me to relay this. I don't know if like this person is really shy or what's going on, or like for some reason this happened in my last reading too. Like there was one group where they didn't want. Okay, so I tried to start over again here. And so anyway, I jumped around a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to get back to what was happening when the the forehead kiss was happening, but there was another scenario that came in too, that wasn't just that wasn't the hair brushing. It was like they were in the shower. So that I'm gonna go over that part first. Okay, for some of you it's hair brushing. For others of you, there's actually this other fantasy that happens, and I'm not sure. Again, it's just a fantasy, so it's not necessarily realistic, or it's not something that they're actually thinking would happen right now. But I'm seeing that sometimes they do fantasize about like being in the shower, like being in the shower with you, and like making out in the shower. I think they like to imagine, okay, whoever the, yeah, they like to imagine washing the feminine's hair. So either, well, if you're wondering what the masculine is thinking, he sometimes fantasizes about washing the feminine's hair in the shower. And if this is the feminine that's having the fantasy, she's imagining the masculine washing her hair for her in the shower. So that's like something that feels good. So I'm getting something about that. And then you guys end up like kissing in the shower. For some reason, I'm getting like this scene from a movie that I have not seen in so many years. But it's coming up. What was it called? I don't even remember what it's called, but it was like this. I think I saw it on TV. It was like the. Why am I laughing? I feel like someone knows which movie I'm talking about already or something. It's like there's this movie that where these guys, like, I don't remember why they even did it, but they pretended to be women, and they like lived in a college sorority. Was it called sorority girls or some? I don't know. Was that it? I don't know. Sorority boys. I'm not sure what it was called. I have no clue. But the thing, I don't remember. But like, I'll have to look it up. But they they disguise themselves as women to join a sorority, and I don't remember why they did that. But like one of the scenes, like one of the things that ends up happening is the guy who's pretending to be a girl ends up like falling in love with one of the girls that's that they are living with, and they're in like the shower and he's washing her hair, and that's like one of the things that for some reason why is that the scene that came into my mind, but like that's just what I don't know what's going on, but I'm not sure why that is what came into my head, but that's just what did. So I don't know. I don't know why that scene in particular came into, maybe they imagine. I don't remember the scene well, so maybe that's like similar, like one of those scenes is like similar to what they imagine or something um happening. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find that, but if you can find that, you that might be like there might be something similar like in one of like in that shower scene to what they're thinking of. But for others of you, like they're, and it could like be both too, but anyway, for like maybe sometimes they think about the shower scenario and sometimes they think about like the hair brushing, but basically it all has to do with like feeling comforted and well um and like taking their mind off of how bad they felt about this other thing, like how disappointed they felt, basically. And I'm seeing the hairbrushing thing again. I'm seeing them like I'm seeing the feminine with her eyes closed. Um, and it somehow turns into like a neck rub and then like a forehead kiss. I'm seeing someone kissing someone on the forehead. And then the eyelids, actually, it's like they're like kissing their whole, it's like they don't go right for their mouth. It's like they kiss other parts of their face first. And I'm seeing them like, this is the masculine. So I'm seeing like the masculine kissing other parts of the feminine's face before he kisses her on the lips. And I'm seeing like a lot of caressing, like caressing their face and like also like collarbone and stuff though too. This seems like a very like a more sensual group than a lot of the other ones. Like this turns into something um I feel like the kiss turns into more oftentimes in their fantasy. Um yeah. So but yeah, I'm not sure why the grandparent thing was here. For some of them, like their grandparent, it was like a party, like they went to a party or a gathering that had their grandparents at it, and their grandparent was the one that was critical of them or disappointed in them um or like they did something for their grandparents and nobody appreciated it or something like that. That won't be the case for everyone here, but that's just a specific message for someone. Or it's like they went to their grandparents' house. Like, for instance, maybe they cooked a really amazing dinner, or like they were hosting a holiday dinner, or they were making like a dish that their grandparent used to make, and they were really proud of it. And like, they thought it turned out really well, and other people told them it wasn't very good, or it's like, or no one ate it, or like it was very good, but somebody just kept picking like apart I heard croutons. So for some of you, it's like they made this really amazing salad and it was very complicated, or like some dish that was complicated and but they cooked the croutons like slightly too long, but that was the only thing. And it was like the croutons were just a tiny part of it, and most of them were fine, but all people could talk about were the slightly burnt croutons, even though like the whole rest of the thing was like a masterpiece. And so they were feeling bad, or like they made some other recipe and it was amazing, but all people could talk about was like the plate they put it on or something, saying it was like the wrong plate, or it was a weird plate, or like there was a chip in the plate. I don't know, but something silly like that, where it's like, why are you focusing on this one little flaw when there's so much to praise about this, and they worked so hard on it? I'm just getting something like that as a specific message for someone. Or it's like they wanted to make their grandparents proud, or like they were trying to honor their grandparents, or do something nice, or like dedicated something to their grandparents, and it's like, and then people criticized it, or again, like people didn't appreciate it like it should have been appreciated, something like that. But anyway, that'll just be but I'm getting also for someone here, there's an extra message that if like you who are watching are the one that's been going through this disappointment, and by the way, I want to say again, like if you are the feminine watching and this is a masculine, you were asking about his fantasies. Again, excuse me, he fantasizes about like when you're having a difficult time or when you're feeling bad, you turn to him for comfort, and he imagines like washing your hair for you, or like brushing your hair for you, giving you a back rub, giving you a neck massage, and then he, imagines kissing you, and then doing what I'm seeing is doing other things for you too, to also make you feel better. At least that is what they are imagining. So, and I'm not going to get real specific about that because it's YouTube, but you can use your imagination. It's stuff below the waist, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, but for some of you, there's an additional message. This is a weird thing to bring up right after what I just said, but for some of you, there's a grandparent guide here. This is so weird. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. This is a serious message. I have to just get past this, but it's hard too because I was just talking about something like, and now I'm like, and your grandparents are here, but I don't want to talk about this in front of someone's grandparent. But like, anyway, somebody's grandparent is here in the reading. Like yeah, okay. So for someone watching this, your grandparent wants to say that they're very proud of you, okay? So grandma, okay, I'm specifically seeing a feminine for most of you, although, well, there is a grandfather for some. Okay, there's more than one. So for a few of you, I think here, there is a grandparent that's coming through and saying that they're very, very proud of you, okay? You're doing a really good job. And if you are working on something right now and you are feeling like it's not good enough, or you were just feeling like disappointed or something, just know that you are doing a good job. Your grandparents are really proud of you, okay? And they are definitely rooting for you and they are cheering you on. It just occurred to me, I just got a message that for some of you here, it's the masculine is also going through difficult things right now. Like the masculine and the feminine are both going through some difficult times right now. So this message from the grandparent could be for either the masculine or the feminine watching. So no matter which one you are, this could be for you, this message. you'll know it. If you feel it, you'll know that it's your message. And they think you're amazing, okay? You're awesome. You are doing a good job, and you know, they want you to celebrate yourself too. They want you to be proud of yourself and tell yourself that you're doing a good job, because you are doing a good job, okay? So be nice to yourself, and remind yourself you're doing a good job, and that what you're doing, I'm getting for some of you that it's difficult what you're doing, okay? So this won't resonate for everyone, but I'm hoping that hoping this will reach who it's meant for. I just heard she's pretty, isn't she? So I don't know why I just heard that specifically. And now someone's laughing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. This is always strange when I get messages like this and I don't know. I'm not really sure what's happening, but this somebody's grand. I'm not sure that it sounded like someone's grandma. I'm seeing glasses, like someone has glasses. Like, I know that's very vague. Um, I'm seeing like rectangular frames, I think. It, again, I don't want to describe more because I don't want somebody here to be like, oh, well, that one isn't mine then, because I do feel like there's more than one grandparent here. But the one I'm specifically seeing has like rectangular framed glasses. And shorter hair. I'm also seeing one with a flower in her hair. But one does not have that. Anyway, they're telling me to move on. But yeah, they love you and they are supporting you and they are trying to help you also from the other side. So I think they might be one of your spirit guides and they are trying to help you out with stuff. So they just want you to know that they're there. They are with you. They are supporting you. And I'm hearing they hear you, like when you talk to them, or like they stay around you, you know, like they are around. And I'm hearing one call away. Like if you talk to them, they will be with you, you know, they will show up and they are with you in spirit. And yeah, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Sorry guys if sorry, I didn't mean to make you cry. Hopefully it's good tears. Yeah, they love you very much. If you ever feel like you've been touched, like you feel like someone's touching you, I feel like that's them. Like if you ever thought you felt like a hand on your shoulder or you felt like someone was hugging you, even, I feel like that is this grandparent. Or like if you felt like something brushed your head or your arm or something, or your hand, like I feel like that is them, like trying to let you know that they're with you. Uh, yeah. So, and they are so proud of you. And now I'm just seeing two people making out, like really, I'm just like, it's just so weird how this group just like goes back and forth between this. Um, This is a roller coaster of emotions. It's like 1 second I'm feeling like, and now it's just back to that again. But yeah, there's like, I think it's pretty much what I've already described, though. I don't think there's probably more to it other than it just seems like a very passionate kiss. Okay, well, I think that is the message. So, hopefully you enjoyed the reading or you got something out of that. Maybe this was confirmation or something, or I at least hope like the message that you guys are doing a good job and your grandparent is with you was, helped in some way at least. Basically, I'm sending you guys lots of love and I hope to see you guys again sometime soon. Yeah, take care, group 4. Bye.